my goodness. AEW Dynamite. I don't know, man. What's going on back there, man? Did they all of a sudden wake up and say, hey, man, maybe we should start booking some good shows? I don't know, man. Dynamite last week wasn't bad. Collision, I thought, was a great show. And Dynamite tonight, again, a very good watch. We got 3 good shows in the span of a week and a half, folks. Are we on some sort of AEW winning streak? I don't know. I don't know. The streak of red skies to open the show has ended for now. But being that we are fair and balanced on this show, we're going to discuss what I thought and what Jesse thought was a very good 2 hours of Dynamite. Was it perfect? No. Are we excited for Grand Slam? Of course not. But we're going to talk about it tonight on this snowy again. Mother Nature, go fuck yourself. Snowy New York evening. Tonight we're drinking in the venue inside my mother's basement. And when I get there, I want to know on this Wednesday night, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for February 12th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Wednesday evenings, wherever you may be. Once again, joined by my co-host and very good friend who took the week off last week. He returns this Wednesday. Jesse, the Chi-Town Smark. What's going on, brother? You're not coming in. Hold on. I knew it. I updated OBS, man. I apologize. Let's see. There he is. Again, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you feel, bro?
Good. I feel good, man. I feel good.
Good. We got a snow day here in Chicago, man.
I know, man. I know. It's not good, man. I shoveled the driveway 2 times in the last 4 days, man. I don't like it.
Poor guy.
I know.
Poor guy. Get a snowblower, man.
I have to. I'm going to invest in one next season. Yes. The driveway is quite long.
It's good to be. Hey. Easy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Family show.
Yeah, well, sometimes. Maybe tonight, man. We don't know. Maybe tonight is a family show. But I'll tell you what, who is family, man? Oh, my goodness. We got a Billy Bomb in the chat. $100 super chat. What's up, JD and Jesse? Rough day. Mom was sick, but taking her... ... Love you, Mom. But holy shit, AEW is actually good lately. I'll be in Phoenix next week. WWE, we need a WrestleMania 41 build ASAP. Billy, I wish you nothing but the best with your mom, bro. Seriously. I don't know where you're taking her, if she's home and you're taking care of her, or if you're taking her to the hospital. Whatever your situation is, we hope that it is a good one. Thoughts and prayers, obviously, to Billy. And yes, the WrestleMania build is somewhere. I don't know where it is exactly, but hopefully we start seeing some excitement very, very soon. There you go. Jesse, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, I gotta tell you, I feel refreshed, man. I had a...
Well, you had a week. You had a week off. You should be refreshed.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was more or less a mental week off too, man. I took some mental health time off after I did have to go to the hospital. Nothing crazy happened there. I had a migraine. It didn't make sense. They ran some tests, some scans. Everything came back fine. No issues, no tumors, no this, no that, no this. Everything checked out fine. Back at it. But I just feel like they did say stress was a major contributor. I needed to calm down a little bit. So stayed off social media for a while and took a couple of days off wrestling and just focused on family. And I'm ready to get back at it, man.
Yeah, stress is a killer, bro. It'll kill you. You know?
Yeah, man. So there's a lot that the Punk fans tried to kill me.
Well, you know what, man? You were off social media. You missed Ricochet get ratioed by yours truly over here. He called me a bitch yesterday.
What is this gimmick infringement? I'm hearing Dustin use this, and now Ricochet. Do they not understand that is gimmick infringement?
Listen,
they need to find their own shit. What is this?
Ricochet called me a bitch yesterday, man, for a tweet that we made during the Will Ospreay build, where obviously it was not good, man, and they just rushed to that match with no fucking story behind it. He called me a bitch and then egged on some tribalism from the AEW sickos, man. It was great yesterday. He got ratioed.
I'm actually enjoying the Ricochet.
We both are.
The Ricochet and Swerve shit, man.
We both are. Where was this guy for the last 10 years, man? Where was he? Silence while we defended him every which way, man. Black and gold, his mistreatment on the main roster, and now all of a sudden, I'm a bitch.
That has to go. That still has to go. That has to stop.
Oh, man. Funny thing is, man, he was at the taping in Austin, Texas yesterday, and he went back to the hotel room, and he said what he said last night on social media from his hotel room about me, man. Come on, bro. I'm just a podcaster on YouTube, man. I don't mean any harm over here. Holy shit.
Gee.
Locker room is soft. Go take some lessons from Dax.
I have to turn on the Twitter machine and check that out.
Yeah, he got ratioed. Anyway, speaking of ratios, man, we haven't had a good run of things for AEW to start 2025, man. Some really, really low points already for the brand, and it didn't look like it was going to get any better. Felt like Tony Khan was just in tunnel vision doing what he wanted without any of the criticisms bothering him. There was no feeling of change or any hope for change. But I will say, man, in your absence last week, Dynamite wasn't perfect last week, but it was a very, very good wrestling show that flowed very nicely. There were things I fucking hated about last week's show, notably the Mark Davis situation. I mean, the story is just fucking ridiculous. But all in all, a good show. I watched, because it snowed here, we got about 4 or 5 inches, and I stayed home on Saturday night. I said, you know what, I'm going to make myself a whiskey, and I'm going to watch Collision. And that's exactly what I did, man. And I was genuinely surprised that we got a very good Collision, man. The energy was different. Dave Meltzer even said that Austin, Texas crowd, man, I wish we could bottle it up and take it with us on the road, because the Texas fans really, really appreciate the AEW product, which gives me hope for All In, man. Globe Life Field should be rocking and rolling in July. Collision was a good show. I would say great show. Great wrestling. Everything flowed. Everything kind of mattered on the show. We get to tonight, and I'm like, can they continue the streak? Can we get another good show in a week of good shows? And tonight was a very good show. It was a tape show. It sounded and felt like a tape show, but I thought what they did on tonight's show mattered. We forwarded some things. We got a big story now developing with Adam Page and MJF, which is thankfully coming at the right time. And all in all, man, we're on some sort of mini streak here for AEW, man. 3 good shows. I don't know what changed. Maybe they listened to the criticisms. Maybe there was too much negativity. Maybe Tony's listening to other people backstage and getting ideas from other people that he hasn't gotten ideas from before in the past. Whatever it is, man, I'm liking it. I hope they can continue doing what they're doing. And this was a good show tonight.
Yeah, you know what? And I still stayed off Twitter for the most part, and so I haven't heard any of the detractors to it yet, and I'm sure they exist. But this is the kind of AEW that at least I'm going to speak for myself. This is the kind of AEW that I have wanted. I don't need something that's going to compete with the competitor. I don't need something that's comparable. I just need something that's not boring. You know, yeah. I mean, and the show, although, you know, like we said, it has some plot holes in it. It's not boring. Plot holes are fine. I watched some of my favorite movies have ridiculous plot holes you can drive a truck through, but I enjoy it because it's fun. These shows are getting fun. All right. And the plot holes that, you know, they'll fill themselves sooner or later. We'll get there. But as long as they're not egregiously terrible and the shows are boring, we're not getting that anymore. The shows are giving us something we can sink our teeth into. This Death Rider story needs to find some kind of fucking purpose. It needs to do something. But again, it is not dragging down my whole experience anymore. It's fine for the time being. You can't just wrap up a bad storyline in a week. You got to finish it up, and then you got to do something else. So it looks like to me that they're winding this up, or at the very least, trying to come out with something interesting on the back end. And that's all I really ask for, man. The shows are not egregiously terrible anymore. As of now. Yeah,
the one thing you don't want to be is boring. And we've gotten a lot of that on Wednesday. You know, they've lessened the role of the Death Riders. I mean, we got a 6-man tag, and albeit it was a good match. There's no heat to it, but it's a good match between the Death Riders and the Undisputed Era.
They're separating them a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm okay with.
Yeah. The 6-man tag was good. No Jeff Jarrett on the show for a second week in a row, which is great. You know, the show was just, I don't know where the fuck it was going. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what vision they had. Thankfully, it is behind us now. 2 weeks without him on the show is a good thing. You know, we got the remnants of Dustin Rhodes. Can't hate on Dustin. I do think that he brings a lot more than Jeff Jarrett does. And I do think at his age, he's a better wrestler than Jeff Jarrett always was, in my opinion. But, you know, him and MJF had a very good match. Nothing to really complain about there. We'll obviously talk about the Adam Page and MJF situation. You know, Harley Cameron's coming along. We'll talk about her. I thought she has been, for the better part of the last month and a half, you know, probably even before that, is some of the most entertaining aspects that AEW has done, whether it's on their show or on social media. And she's getting that match with Mercedes on Saturday night. We'll definitely talk about that because I do have a lot to say about not only Mercedes in the title run, where I want to see it go, but the inclusion now of this Harley Cameron resurgence in the division. I feel like it's a very good thing, and AEW should keep that train going for sure. But I'll kick it to you. Where do you want to start here as far as the overall discussion? What was the biggest takeaway of the show tonight?
You just hit it on the head. I want to talk about Harley Cameron.
Okay.
So it feels like the women's division has been in a lot of a slump. All right. I mean, everything has been for the most part, but everything is, slowly getting better. I want to talk about Harley Cameron and the unexpected surprise that we are getting from Harley Cameron. Like you just said, she is extremely entertaining, whether it be a talking segment, whether it be a wrestling match, whether it be a backstage interview. And I think it's important that we recognize when something is rising to the top, and Harley Cameron is exactly that, and she has a title match with Mercedes. I think it's so imperative that Harley Cameron wins this match against Mercedes coming up this week.
Yeah, I don't agree there. I don't think that it's going to happen on Saturday. I don't think it should happen on Saturday. She's won one match, so I don't really see the vision there to give her the championship after she's only won one pro wrestling match.
I'll tell you what. For me, this is the prime example of striking while the iron's hot. Hot shot the title. You got you're gonna have the hot crowd when it happens. Mercedes has 87 goddamn titles, okay? Putting one woman over in one match and handing over one of those titles does nothing to help Mercedes, and it gives Harley Cameron an extreme adrenaline boost to a division that needs it.
I hear what you're saying. You are factually correct in that thought process for sure. The thing is, I want to start with Mercedes. There's been a lot of discourse online, a lot of comedy from people, a lot of falsities, a lot of bullshit, a lot of narratives that get thrown around, and somebody picks it up or a group picks it up, and then they think that's exactly what's going on. If anybody knows me better than anybody and what I have done as my content creator career continues on here, it's this guy right here. Under no circumstances in any aspect did I mention anything negatively about Mercedes Varnado, ever. I've been the biggest fucking glazer in the entire community for what Mercedes has done. I've been the biggest defender for Mercedes when she was in the clutches of fucking the evil empire and John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon. I've had people in Mercedes camp reach out to me telling me thank you for sticking up for Mercedes in the midst of what was going on in the WWE. You know who knows who stuck up for me, or was by me and who reached out to me? This guy knows. We're not going to say because it's not my job to do so, but it is a very prominent figure. And this guy right here knows better than anybody that I have openly praised every single thing that this woman has done. So the narrative that, Mercedes needs to bitch slap JD when she gets the House of Glory. JD hates Mercedes. JD talks shit about Mercedes. JD this about Mercedes. It's all false. It's all false. I love the woman dearly. To me, once upon a time, people were making fun of me for saying that she's the best women's pro wrestler on the fucking planet. And you know what? She still is. She still is. She may not be number one, according to some people, but she's in the top 3. She's a legit Hall of Famer. She's one of the best at what she does. So I wanted to get that off my chest first and foremost. This guy knows. So cut the bullshit, okay? And B, I will be at House of Glory on March 15th with Mercedes showing up, and I can't wait. Now, with that being said, has Mercedes changed the women's division in AEW? Name value-wise, equity-wise, sure. Has Mercedes changed the division for the better? At this stage, Jesse, since Big Business, would you say Mercedes has changed drastically with what she's done, the AEW women's division, for the better? Is it any different than before Mercedes joined AEW?
Nope.
There you go. Okay, so that's a pro wrestling opinion, folks. That's not, hating on Mercedes. She's very good at what she does. Mercedes cannot be the only one to facilitate change. Change is going to come with Mercedes spearheading the division as Mercedes Monet, and it's also going to be backed by creative. And right now, all we have is Mercedes operating at a very high level. She's back to Sasha Banks level with what she's doing in the ring. If you don't understand that, you're not watching the show. But creative needs to be there, and right now there is none. She's just in the midst of these matches, and, she's having these matches with opponents, and that's all that we can say. There's no real story. So going into this match with Harley, it just seems like another match to me. I want to say Mercedes has the opportunity to do something special here, but I'm going to need a little bit more story to be told before we actually get to what Jesse said. And I do think what he says is going to should happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. It should happen. But I do think that we need to take several steps to get there. I don't think Mercedes is going to win. But I will say Harley Cameron, with what she's done on television, even going into Grand Slam, I do think that Harley is better off even losing to Mercedes in Australia because of the TV time that she's been given, the maximizing of the TV minutes that she's been giving. She's already looking like a star, even next to Mercedes. And if she goes into this match and loses, it's going to be a beneficial one for her, even though she's going to lose. So I do think that you take that, you build upon that, you give her even more momentum. And when the time is right, you do what Jesse said, and you give Harley Cameron the win over Mercedes, because the one thing Mercedes needs to do, and the one thing that she hasn't done, is make a fucking difference. Look at what she did for Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. The woman was crying on the floor when Bianca won the main event of WrestleMania against Sasha Banks. That was a passing of the torch. This is not going to be in the same vein as Bianca Belair, but this is going to be the Mercedes stamp of approval. And that is the greatest asset that Mercedes has right now. It's not what she does in the ring, because she's fucking great. It's not what she brings as far as an on-screen character, because Mercedes is Mercedes. It's always going to be must-see when Mercedes is on screen. But she needs to do that one thing that makes a true difference, Jesse. And I do feel passing the torch to Harley Cameron when the time is right is the one thing she needs to do.
Yeah, I think there's one thing that she definitely needs to do this weekend that she has not done in AEW yet, and that's lose. Not every last single title change needs the extensive story that the chat and that a lot of people seem to think. There's always exceptions to rules. There's been a couple of times when AEW had the opportunity to pull the trigger on some of these exceptions to the rules. Hot-shotting a title is a thing for a reason. It's not something you should do very often. There should be reason behind it, and there should be some kind of momentum behind it. And I think Harley Cameron checks all of those boxes right now. And this is the chance for Mercedes to probably do the right thing. If you paid attention to the promo that they did in the ring in Collision, I'm glad you mentioned how Sasha cried when she put it over Bianca. If you took a good look at that segment, you took a look at Mercedes, it looks like she was about to cry when Harley Cameron was pleading her case to getting her title match in her hometown against the great Mercedes Moné. And you can see that look. You can see her holding back the tears, because that's the moment. That's the kind of moment that we knew Mercedes to live by, to help put others over in their big moment. The same way Sasha loves seeing Bianca in her big moment, I think Harley Cameron gets to see her big moment in her hometown. She's not doing anything, Mercedes, completely directly important with the title. She has a bunch of them, and this could make a big star while she is very white hot. I say pull the trigger on Harley Cameron, man. It's unexpected. Great. Go for it. Do it. What's the big fucking deal? Take a fucking chance. Do it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think differently. I'm wired a little bit differently. This show is a fucking disaster. This Grand Slam show is a disaster. It's airing, after the All-Star game or the All-Star weekend, whatever the festivities are on Saturday night. Right. We don't really have a hard start time, 10:30, 11 p.m. on a Saturday night. The fact that this show is being bombed before we even get there, I don't think it's the right stage for it to happen, even though it is Harley Cameron's home country, and I don't really feel it needs to be that, because that's that's just the way Tony operates. It's very generic. He's done that time and time again. It's all right to go. It's all right to go against the grain every now and then. I feel like it needs something more. I feel like it should be done here in the States. I feel like it should be done on a bigger stage in front of a bigger audience at one of their annual pay-per-views where everybody's going to have all eyes on that. I don't think people legitimately care about this show. I think this show has already bad stigma. So I wouldn't do it there. But the thing is, I agree with where you're going. I just would not rush into it because there needs to be something more to Harley, which we haven't seen yet. So it makes the loss for Mercedes a little bit more understandable.
And they have done this. They did it in London, with Saraya, who had no momentum. There was nothing going over.
That's a good example, and that went nowhere.
They went nowhere. Now again, it went nowhere. We know why they did it and everything else. Again, I don't think this follows that criteria. I think she is on the rise. I think this could be a catalyst to keep on going. I'm not saying give her the title and make it a token moment and then just give it back and forget about it. No, I'm saying use this to light a spark and then keep going with the Harley Cameron train. I think it's the best call. I don't think Harley losing is the worst thing ever. But again, you don't get opportunities like this very often. The fans will tell you who they are taking the gravitation to. And when you wait and wait and wait and then do it when you're ready, sometimes the fans might forget about that momentum. Do it. It's the fucking harm that could come from it.
The thing with Harley Cameron is me and Salamonster talked about her a little bit on TNT last night. If you guys missed that great show, go check it out. We're at 45,000 views after a 24-hour period already. So that's great. Thank you guys for that. I mentioned, Jesse, with Harley Cameron, I get where people are coming from. There's a small vocal, packet of people that say, and this is true because Tony has exuberated this type of mentality. It's the flavor of the month. 1 month it's Chris Statlander, the next it's Willow, the next it's Penelope Ford or Julia Hart or whoever it may be. This flavor of the month now is Harley. It seems to be Harley Cameron. There's a situation that we have here where people don't even trust Tony Khan because A, he's done this before. B, it's Australia, so they fear that after this show, there's not going to be a spot for her or he's not going to want to use her. He would be foolish to not, listen to the fans here in the United States about Harley and when Harley's on TV and then not use her. So I raised the discussion last night with Jason and I said, Harley Cameron is everything that AEW has been vehemently against. It's always pro wrestling first and then stories and characters second and third, right? Harley is more of a character. Harley's more charisma than she is in ring right now. You look at Harley and you know exactly where AEW needs to go into the future. It's more character-based pro wrestlers, probably more character-based as far as what we see in the ring as well, instead of just full-on 100%, 1,000 miles an hour pro wrestling. Harley is the embodiment of what AEW needs to do, and that's develop characters. I'm not saying that AEW hasn't developed characters, but Harley is one of the more notable rises in AEW in recent memory, and it's all based on her charisma and her character work. Now, the thing with her is it something that they didn't realize before they signed her to AEW? Is it a happenstance and they just kind of lucked into it and realized while they were pushing her, well, gee, this woman's fucking talented, man. She does this, she does that, she does this, she does that. Is it something that they knew beforehand, or did they just kind of luck themselves into it and now they struck some solid gold here and they have to go and push her now? Which is it? Did they luck into it?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think they knew what kind of talent that she had when they signed her. They probably just wasn't sure how well or if it would even translate to the fans and to the live audience. I mean, she's not the only talented person back there. Are plenty of people in that locker room that are talented beyond our knowledge. They might do this, they might sing, they might play instrument. That is not the thing. The thing is it going to relate to the audience? And she has found a way to make it relatable to the audience. She has become a fan favorite. She's very likable. They gave her a segment in the ring with a microphone and a guitar and a sip. Bro, you don't just do that for anybody.
No.
You can kill a TV show like that. All right? You can bring down, she's entertaining enough to carry it. And then Mercedes comes out and then she plays along with it. They have great chemistry in there. That's why Harley is succeeding right now, because of, I don't know whose idea it was to come up with this puppet and to find out that she's a ventriloquist and a damn good one. She has a decent voice. She can sing. She has a comedic timing. The woman is pretty damn good. And Mercedes is playing off of that very well. They are playing well against each other right now. It might be just a happy accident that it all came together and the fans resonate with what Harley's doing.
Yeah, it's funny that this build for Harley Cameron and Mercedes Moné going into Australia is better than the build going into All In with Britt Baker. Imagine that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
How is that even possible?
Because they didn't put much into the build for All In and Britt Baker. They just said these women can wrestle, and they're going to go have a wrestling match. I mean, that's true, but they need to give us a little bit more substance with it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get into the rest of the show, guys. That was the biggest takeaway for Jesse here on tonight's show. We're going to talk Adam Page and MJF. Finally, something that is reminiscent of old school AEW. And this is the first time that these two have been embroiled in a feud since November of 2019. One-on-one. Wow. And it was for the 2019 Dynamite Diamond Ring. So it's been a while. This feels fresh, even though they've been day ones since day one. And I'm very much looking forward to it. We're going to get into all of your Dynamite coverage and Dynamite discussion here tonight on Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for joining us on your Wednesday nights. We got 2,200 in here on a Wednesday night. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go follow Jesse, both on YouTube. His channel's linked down below. Click his name at the top of the description. It'll take you right to his channel. And then on X, where he has taken a mental break, which I urge everybody to do so, at Chi-Town Smark. What's going on with the YouTube, Jesse? Are we nearing 10,000 subs yet?
We are approaching. The last I checked, we were close to 9,000. I'm going to get back on the grind, and we'll get there soon. Something I do want to officially announce. I saw some people asking, well, who's going to sit here and cover, an Australian show that late at night and everything else? I tell you who, the guy who has a birthday coming this Sunday. So Saturday night, I'll be covering this Australian show into my birthday. So I'll be doing a live stream. I do a live watch along. I don't care how late it fucking goes. I'll be up doing it, man.
I may not be doing a night of stream because it's my brother's birthday, and I'll be taking him out to dinner for his 40th birthday. So at least I have an excuse. Jesse's birthday and my brother Frank's birthday fall on the same day. But it is we're celebrating a day early in Atlantic City, so we're taking him out to a nice Italian restaurant, and we're going to celebrate his 40th birthday. Nice glass of red wine, and just ring in the big 4-0. So if anything, as far as my coverage for Grand Slam, maybe Sunday solo, or if not, we'll just wait till Tuesday and we'll do it with the Solid Monster. So you guys have options. So
there we go.
I will keep you guys posted. But yes, go follow Jesse on YouTube and on Twitter. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Strive for 1,000 likes tonight on the Dynamite Post Show. Super chats are open. Get them on in. It's a great way to support the show, support what I do here on OTS. And make sure you go check out all the content on the channel. We got some great stuff coming up for the rest of the week. And we got Monday, we got the Ricky Stark situation. We got Tuesday Night Titans. All the extras in between. Go and check all that stuff out now on the homepage. And we are at least, I think we're 80 subscribers away on the second channel from 10,000. So if you guys want to go over there, link for that is down in the description of this very video. Collision Corner. Are we doing a Collision Corner, man? The fans want to know.
Well, so let's see. The last time on this show that we had Collision Corner didn't quite go the way I expected it to. All right. So here we go. This week, I wrote 2 Collision Corners.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. We're only going to get one. All right?
Okay.
Now, I have a Collision Corner that will uphold to the OTS standards and practices. All right. And go by your rules. It's your show. You know how Vince McMahon used to run creative and he had writers giving him fantastic scripts, and then Vince tears him up because he wants to hear what he wants to hear. And well, that's kind of what we got on that last one. So
it's my way or the highway, pal.
Yeah, that's kind of how it went. So we have the watered down Collision Corner, or we have the Collision Corner that I wrote for the fans. You tell me, sir, which Collision Corner will we get today?
You know what? I'm in a giving mood. I'm in a good mood. Let's go with the Collision Corner that you have written for the fans.
Oh man, this one's gonna be good.
Yeah, there you go.
You picked it, son. Let's get to it. Collision Corner.
Oh my goodness! There we go. Collision Corner. There he is. Look at him.
I'm excited for this one, brother. Here we go. The show starts off this week with a hostile takeover by the world champion Jon Moxley. Mox says nope to Cope on a rope with his hope to become the Briefcase title holder. And the best reason ever I've given for Copeland to not get that challenge is because, I quote, "I don't like you," says Mox. That's the fucking reason.
Nobody
took over the company.
Nobody likes him either.
I don't like you. You will only get a title match if I like you.
I don't like him. I don't like this feud. The only thing I like about Cope is his theme music because of you-know-who doing it. That's about it.
There you go. That is your favorite band, I hear.
I know.
I was told so by Joey. Okay, never mind.
No. Joey Janela thinks Symphony X is my favorite band. They're my number 2, so he got that one wrong. Just like
he
the
got
rest
that
of his...
wrong, too?
He got it wrong, yeah. The only thing he's got right is Megan Bane.
So he got that wrong, and then he also lost Penelope Ford. That's 2 L's.
Well, he's got Megan Bane now, bro. I mean, I don't know. Did he upgrade chat? I don't know.
He's got, he got a poster of her somewhere?
No, they're dating. Yes, I know. I gave that same look, bro. Continue, go ahead.
Anyway, the Undisputed Kingdom defeats Shane Taylor Promotions, Daniel Garcia, Daddy Magic, and Cool Hand Ange in a 3-way trios match in just the latest segment of how not to book Adam Cole, as far as I'm concerned. But I digress.
Wait, who's in this match? Cool Hand Ange.
Yes.
Who's that?
Mr. Rose.
Ah, okay.
Mr. Rose.
Okay.
So, there you go. Bandido.
Oh, yeah.
Bandido is back. The Bad Apple, a.k.a. the Bounty Hunter, failed to collect that bounty from Bandido, man. He's still a wanted man. You
know what, man? I will say, all joking aside, this was a great fucking match.
And you know what? I was listening to them announce it, and it's like Bandido versus the Bad Apple, and I heard the crowd pop. And I'm like, what the fuck? They really want to see Bandido? That was Bad Apple's hometown.
It was. That was a great match. Even though the showdown, the Gunslinger showdown was a little cringe to some, I actually liked it. I thought it was good.
Oh, I got cringe. You just wait. Hold on. Drelistico and the Beast Mortos.
Who?
The Beast Mortos.
Oh, my goodness.
And Roosh defeat the great Aries Alexander, Jay Alexander, and Brick Savage.
Oh, wait, is he going to join the Iron Savages now that Bear Bronson or Bear Boulders? No. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Don't mention that. Oh. Canceled. Now, after this match, Commander comes out to defend these jobbers because for some reason Roosh decided to beat the hell out of these guys after they beat him right away. Commander comes out, followed by his hype man to save them. Fantastic. And then we get the return.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
My favorite wrestler, man. I can't wait.
Hologram.
Oh, my goodness. The Hologram is back.
Now, while Commander was in the ring just getting ass rammed by everything LFI, Hologram played his intro, came down to the ramp, had his music, they cut the lights, he posed. They're still beating the crap out of Commander. This was worse than when Jeff Hardy came out to save his brother.
Bro, Roosh is not to be fucked with. That's
man, Roosh is up. Like, I don't want the horns. I don't want the horns.
No, Diddy.
No. Oh man, that's so Hologram came out after his upgrade got done, And then after a few minutes, I had no idea why this was all happening, but it was actually kind of fun.
You know what? I mean, when they played that vignette, I thought Charlotte Flair was coming out for a second. I mean, I don't know why we don't. I don't know why we don't integrate that into Charlotte's vignettes.
Thought it was Glacier for a minute.
Well, whatever, man. I don't know.
Harley Cameron. Harley Cameron has our Harley halftime segment with Puppet Mercedes. I loved it, but I'm sure Mercedes hated it almost as much as Drake hated the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh my God, man!
Man,
You mean you weren't a fan of A minor, bro?
I enjoyed it. I don't think Drake enjoyed it as much as everyone else did, though.
Oh my goodness, man!
That poor guy. That was the worst burial I've seen in any wrestler I've ever seen before, man. That was, jeez, man. Anyway, Harley. We talked about this earlier. Has quickly become one of the best things on AEW television, and Mercedes really sucks. Am I right, bro? I mean, as a matter of fact, Puppet Mercedes is way more over than the real Mercedes. Am I right, JD from NY?
Wait a minute, man.
Lead commentator for House of Glory.
You're not egging me into that one, bro. Come on.
Come on.
I love Mercedes. I can't wait to see her, and I will be there on the call with the Solomons. That's all I'll say.
All right. Dustin had a jobber match with someone who was so much of a jobber, he didn't even get the jobber entrance, man. That was really bad. Dustin says he wants to do bad things to MJF. We got that. We saw what happened. Thunder Rosa and Chicago Bulls mascot Benny the Bull defeat Penelope Ford and Megan Bane. Wait, that's probably not a scheduled match. But nonetheless, Megan Bane comes out, beats the crap out of Thunder Rosa, and Penelope Ford joins her. Are they in cahoots?
I don't know, man, but I saw Thunder Rosa on Busted Open praise Ricky Starks showing up on NXT, man. I don't know, man. I have a feeling that Thunder Rosa is going to the Tijuana graveyards, bro.
Take that out. Okay, it was nice knowing you, Thunder Rosa. Okay. Mariah May defeats a Toni Storm doppelganger and then puts lipstick on her face. That lipstick somehow changed that doppelganger into the real Toni Storm, which was a very cool segment, by the way. Very awesome segment.
That was very good, yes. The switcheroo was very good.
That was very cool. I didn't see it coming. Luther came out and distracted and everything else. I thought that was fun stuff. Kyle Fletcher defeats Mark Briscoe and was a fantastic match. I can't say anything bad about that. That was just a fantastic match. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your edition of Collision Corner. And as always, my name is Jesse, aka your very own one only Shot Sound Smart, and I watch Collision, but you probably should be.
Oh, is that the new catchphrase now? Yeah, hey. Listen, man, it was a great show on Wednesday. Saturday. It was a great show on Saturday. What do you want me to do? What do you want us to do, man? We got to call it right down the middle, man. You know?
There you go.
It is what it is. Great show's a great show. Bad show's a bad show,
man. I mean, that's for me covering. I mean, I believe it's 3 straight good ones, but I missed one because of personal reasons. But the 2 that I've seen, great. I hear there's 3 great ones. So
listen, man, Kyle Fletcher is he may have me blocked for whatever reason. He's a fucking stud, man. He is so fucking good.
So good.
That match was great. I don't know where they go with Mark Briscoe, but he is also you wouldn't think it, but he is a great pro wrestler, too. So, Collision was very good. All right, man. We start off Dynamite here with the Max Caster Open Challenge. Best Wrestler Alive Open Challenge. So, it was Adam Page who answered the call. This was very academic here. There was no real surprises whatsoever. I will say this in regards to Max Caster. I don't know where this ends up going, Jesse. I know the Acclaimed for a little bit was the hottest tag team in all of pro wrestling. Don't know where they went wrong. I guess we do know where they went wrong. Creatively fucked them over. But breaking them up is not going to be a good move in the long run. I'm sticking to that. I'm planting my hat on that fucking flag on the mountain in which it sits. This open challenge for Max Caster is not going to do him any good, man. If they're already burying him to guys like Page, this is going nowhere. So what is the point of this?
Yeah, so I don't agree with that statement, but they're gonna essentially prove you right because of the way they're handling it. I would handle it a much better way to prove that it was a good idea. It was the team has gotten a little stale. I mean, it got stale because of creative. It had plenty of meat on it, but to the point where we are, it just needed to go. But now the way they're handling that is not very good at all. I agree they shouldn't be jobbing them out like this. I understand this is a part of a bigger story with, him being best wrestler alive and then losing, and then maybe it has some kind of arc somewhere. But it's just not going to be good for Max at the end of the day. I don't know where Anthony Bowens is, but I'm pretty confident this is going to end with him being one of the challengers for these open challenges one day. I mean, and this is just not the best direction to go with if they're going to separate him and do something like this. He's entertaining. He really can wrestle. I don't understand why they're doing this comedy shit with him right now.
No, it's not even entertaining. Yeah, I don't.
No,
I don't find it entertaining. I don't find it to be must see. I don't know why they're calling him the best wrestler alive, and he's losing in legitimately 2 minutes tonight to Adam Page. It's like, well, it's almost like they're treating this as like his initiation process. They're trolling him. Like
he's punished. He's getting punished.
You want to claim that this is where the best wrestler and he's the best wrestler alive, and then you want to put someone out there that he has absolutely no chance against. Well, like how is anyone going to believe in him? I just find it to be so counterproductive. You just might as well just put them back together and realize the error of their ways and get the tag team division blooming again. That's the best way to go about it. Look at the Street Profits. Look at the heel promo they cut on Friday Night SmackDown. That is exactly what they should have did with the Acclaimed. All they needed was a different kind of attitude. Drop the shit, the scissoring, and the fucking, the whole shtick, and go dark a little bit. Look at what Montez Ford and not Anthony Bowens, Dawkins did. That was a great promo. And now look at them. And now they're a little bit more I want to see more of that. That's exactly what they should have did with the Acclaimed.
I agree. The direction the direction right out of the gate they took with this breakup, it was just a failed experiment from the word go. I mean, I don't know why they would do it. I would rather see them just disappear from TV.
Yeah.
The New Day both went heel. Go that route.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they're doing this it's not going to do anything for Max. Not doing anything for Anthony not being on TV at all. I'm not sure if this is build up or if there's a hiatus going on or if he's injured or what, but we need Anthony Bowens back on TV if we're going to have some kind of to make us care about what Max Caster is doing. We kind of want to know what Anthony Bowens is doing.
Listen, man, I would have had them both turn on Billy Gunn, put Billy Gunn back with the guns, get them father and son back together, and then boom, you would have been off and running. Just change them a little bit more dark, a little bit more edgier, like the Street Profits, like I previously mentioned. That would have been the simplest way to go about it instead of breaking them up. Now Bowens, he's worthless. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about his wrestling ability. He's not going to find any spot on this show. If Caster can't find a spot on this show, Bowens will not find a spot on this show. And Max Caster is an embarrassment. Like, so what's the point?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. This is not the best way to go about treating Caster. I think Caster has potential. I think he has a potential to be a single star. I do. We know he can do the tag team thing, but out of the gate as a singles competitor, they're doing him dirty. This is never going to succeed.
So he already lost. He's 0-2 in this best wrestler alive challenge. He lost to Roosh on Collision in 1 minute, and then he lost to Page tonight in 1 minute. So. Yep. You can see the trend that we're on for Max Caster. It ain't going well for the best wrestler alive.
Yeah.
Ricochet, the same Ricochet that called me a bitch on social media for absolutely no reason. I don't know what I did. I've been very good lately, Jesse. I've been very good lately. I've been minding my business. I didn't even tweet last week for Dynamite, bro. I was quiet. I came on the show. I knew you were taking the night off. I said, you know what? I'll just save my venom for the live stream. Didn't say anything. I've been very good. What did I do? Well, Trevor, what did I do, bro?
I think I don't know, man. I don't know. I think years of abuse might not be rectified in a couple of days or weeks of non-tweeting, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. But Ricochet's on the show. There was a recap of Ricochet defeating Swerve last week, which, obviously Jesse wasn't on the stream last week. I thought it was a good match. I do think that they're capable of much better, obviously. This is a beginning to a feud. I think this is going to be match 1 of 2. Clearly, the situation is Swerve got stabbed with the scissors, the bloody shirt. That was great. It was very dark for Ricochet. Now he stole the jacket, the embassy jacket. Now Swerve is trying to get the jacket back. Even when it comes down to it, Jesse, I said last week, the change in Ricochet's character from what we saw him coming on in at All In the Gauntlet match, they rushed tremendously to that Will Ospreay match. I still think it was a fucking mistake. They gave it away way too quickly. I don't know why. I guarantee you, even if you ask Ricochet and Will Ospreay behind closed doors, we probably rushed it. So that was our criticism about it. It's a money match. Why blow through it in legitimately 6 weeks? That was our problem. So we move on from that. He's in the Continental Classic. He has a good showing. We start to see the heel tendencies and the heel work coming along. And then we see that great segment with the scissors and the blood, and it just changed his character. He needed to change something, and we've documented this several weeks now. He needed to change something. He needed to differentiate himself because he was coming on in, and he was always going to be second place to Will Ospreay. Everything that Ricochet does, Will Ospreay does better. And there's 1,000 fucking Ricochets. We've said this time and time again, 1,000 Ricochets on that roster. What's going to make him stand out? What makes his moveset stand out? What makes his character stand out more than anybody else? He's doing the same shit. So he needed a change, and he did. He made the appropriate changes, and he's better off for it. I'm enjoying what he's doing. He got a win over Swerve. Great. Now, was it a legit win? I mean, that's up to the viewer. He got his hands up in the stomp. And you could say he cheated to win, but a win is a win. He got the win.
Spot, by the way.
It was a very good spot. I would go as far, Jesse, in match 2. I know we don't need to take Swerve and have him continually lose, but you got to start building somebody. Swerve is already a made man in this company. Ricochet is not. He's in the beginning stages of that. Hopefully, if we get to a match 2, Jesse, a Revolution, I'm giving Ricochet the fucking win. And I'm having him go 2-0 against Swerve. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's exactly what I feel needs to be done.
He needs it. He needs it. This heel gimmick that he's on is showing a little. It's got some legs to it. It needs some tweaking. I still believe he needs to talk less. And my God, get rid of that horrific laugh. All right, I get it. They're gonna keep pushing it because it is annoying. I get it. But personally, I don't think it's it. But if I had to pick one of the two, just stop the talking, keep the laugh. Talk less. He could really benefit from a manager. But nonetheless, I like this Ricochet and Swerve feud right now. They showed up at Defy, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody tweeted me about that one.
I saw that. I'm
enjoying it. They feel like this feud feels like they genuinely don't like each other. It has Fight Forever vibes in it. I like cheering for Swerve to kick Ricochet's ass because he's so annoying. I'm enjoying this feud. It's one of those happy accidents I wasn't expecting when Ricochet came over. I didn't expect him to be in a feud with Swerve as a heel and make it be interesting. This is interesting. I'm liking it. I actually am enjoying it.
Yeah, I think he's doing good stuff. Hopefully it continues. I still think, and this is my prediction only, I still think that they're bringing in Samantha. I think that they're going to bring in Samantha and pair Samantha with him, and it's going to take him, hopefully, to the next level. I hope it doesn't result in her outshining him and making him look like the cuck in this situation. But, we at least got to give it a try. If we had the resources to make him a bigger and better star, that's certainly a way to do it. I just hope it doesn't work in the reverse way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how they use her when they bring her in.
Yeah.
Is she going to be his man? I'm imagining some kind of macho man, some kind of heel macho man, babyface Elizabeth dynamic, if that was me. She's the very pretty, nice lady who's by her husband's side, but he'll hide behind her and he'll just kind of disrespect her at times to get the crowd to boo him even more. Again, a lot like the macho man Elizabeth.
Kind of like a Shawn Michaels and Sensational Sherry dynamic.
Yeah. Like that's a different dynamic though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a crazy bitch, man. And then there was Sherry,
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not out here comparing Shawn Michaels and Ricochet. I mean, that's just no, we're not there at all. But I feel like he needs something else, and I think that could be it. So, they did show Ricochet saying Swerve had all the threats and insults, but none of it matters when you can't win. As Ricochet's moving on to bigger and better things, Strickland says they're far from done. He's all about an eye for an eye. Prince Nana and Swerve said that they will be focused on Jon Moxley and the AEW World title, should be focused on Jon Moxley and the AEW World title. But Strickland said the last time he took his eye off the ball, look at what happened. Adam Page burned his house down, which we will discuss a little bit later. The video ended with Ricochet doing his laugh. And he was shown wearing the embassy robe, and he stole he stole it last week at the end of Dynamite. So that's what the story is revolving around now. The embassy jacket. I'm sure that we'll get a match at Revolution in Los Angeles between Swerve and Ricochet. Death Riders. Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler useless against the Undisputed Era. I'm not going to call them the Kingdom, the Undisputed Kingdom, because I think it's just fucking lame. The Undisputed Kingdom brings back bad vibes. I want to create good vibes for these guys. Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly.
Could they just be undisputed?
Undisputed, yeah. Undisputed, yeah. I don't know why. That's what they were beforehand, no?
No. I think they were undisputed.
Weren't they undisputed? No, they were undisputed, and then when they joined the Kingdom, they were the Undisputed Kingdom.
Oh, okay. They were just okay. All right. Yeah, go back to undisputed.
Yeah, I don't know why we're doing undisputed. That's what we'll call them.
Yeah.
Undisputed Era is a time that's never going to return, sadly. Yeah. This was the first time since the November 9th episode of Collision since the Trios titles have been defended, Jesse. November 9th. It's February 12th.
Now, I'll give them this much. It has become blatantly clear that they are ready to address the Trios division in AEW.
Well, I mean, I know the Trios division is the one reason why the tag team division has suffered. So what should we go? Are we going back to treating the Trios division better than the tag team division, or are we going to book the tag team division better than the Trios division and focus on what really matters here, the Hurt Syndicate?
Well, one thing at a time, all right? One thing at a time. We know that they're pushing the Trios. We've seen the Death Riders come out, insert their dominance. We got LFI. We got all these different trios all coming out to establish themselves as trios teams. I can appreciate that. That means we have a division. That means we have titles that are sought after. And they separated the Death Riders a little bit. We had Mox and we had Shafir doing their thing. And we had the trios champions out here inserting they're addressing it. All right. They got the Hurt Syndicate as tag champions. They can rebuild the tag division around them. They have a dominant tag team. They'll get there. But you can tell they're putting forth the effort into the Trios division. I hope they have a plan to do that without suffocating the tag division like they did last time.
This was not bad. I don't want to sit here and tell you that it was bad. It wasn't. I mean, listen, the Undisputed guys are great pro wrestlers. Roddy's a great wrestler. O'Reilly's a great wrestler. Boring, but a great wrestler. And Adam Cole's fucking great. He's always been great. Then you got these guys. You got Pac, Claudio, useless, however you feel about Wheeler Yuta. He's a fine pro wrestler. Pac is phenomenal, and Claudio's fucking great. So all six of these guys know how to wrestle. The thing is, Jesse, there's no fucking heat to this. The Undisputed guys, they wrestled Shane Taylor Promotions on Saturday. Fine. I didn't give a shit about it. There's no reason to give a shit about it. But then the Undisputed Kingdom gets attacked by the Death Riders and then get chased off by Garcia and 2.0. So that's why this match was made. There's little to no heat here. There's no rivalry here for us to care about. There's no story for us to care about. Now, I'm not really expecting a story to come out of the Trios division, but there's just no reason to care. And I feel like that's been a common theme in the tag team division and in the Trios division. I just want to care.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable. There can be a title here and there that's built purely off of work rate. The Trios titles are not going to be that. So whatever we're doing here, we need to go ahead and make sure we have some form of interest going on. If the Death Riders are Trios champions, they need to be rolling out the same agenda that Moxley is rolling out in the world title division. They should be rolling out that very same agenda into the Trios division. So we should have people in the Trios division trying to stop these Death Riders from just absorbing everything into their own little world. That could be the story within itself, rather than we have six guys who are all incredible and they're going to go out there and give us an incredible wrestling match. Because at the end of that match, now I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So give me a story behind it.
So we'll pick it up during the first commercial break. After the commercial, we come back. Strong gets a lariat, desperation lariat, and there is a double down, and Adam Cole gets the hot tag. So he comes in, series of offense here. He dropped Yuta, and then he took out Pac on the apron before taking out Yuta again with a fireman's carry neck breaker or the Ushigoroshi on the knee. Claudio was sent to the outside, and he ate a dive from O'Reilly from the apron. Pac flew off the top, and he ate a midair super kick from Adam Cole. Triple shot on Pac, got a very close near fall. Claudio flew in with a double stomp to break up the pin, and then he hits a double suplex on Cole and Strong all by himself. So we go to Yuta. He gets some offense in. O'Reilly got the knees up on some offense that Yuta was giving out. Inside cradle for a 2. Super kick from Cole. High-low from Strong and O'Reilly. Pac made the save as the Undisputed almost stole the titles. Strong tried to dive on Claudio, but it was caught, or he was caught, and he was hit with the giant swing into the barricade. Claudio brought a chair into the ring, and the referee saw what was going on. This was Rick Knox. He took the chair away. He ate a super kick. As referee Rick Knox took the chair out of Claudio's hands, his back was turned, and Yuta hits a low blow on O'Reilly and quickly cradled him for the 1, 2, 3. Now, normally, I would say Rick Knox is a fucking idiot and he turned his back, but, you know, this was nicely done. This was very well orchestrated. Claudio brought in a chair, and clearly it was to be used, but in the sense that I'm watching it, it all ended up working in their favor, obviously, because Rick Knox clearly is taking the chair away, takes the chair away from Claudio. It was used as a distraction to get the referee distracted. He took the chair away. He turned his back. Yuta with the low blow, and it was big enough for the win. It was nicely orchestrated, and it gives the Death Riders the heat coming out of this match because they didn't, I guess they challenged. Who challenged who on Saturday? Was it the Undisputed challenging Death Riders or Death Riders challenging Undisputed? I don't remember.
So the Death Riders came out and they like held Undisputed hostage, and then Undisputed Era took over, and then so they issued the challenge at that point.
Okay, so it all worked out the way that I liked. So we got the Death Riders winning here with the low blow. I don't know if Undisputed is going to get another rematch. Danny Garcia and 2.0 came out after the Death Riders put the beat down on the Undisputed guys. They were saved by Danny Garcia and 2.0, and it looks like Danny Garcia and 2.0 also want a shot at the Trios Championship. So we got a little rivalry going on here. Right now we got the two babyface teams. They're eventually going to have to face off against each other to see who gets the next shot at the Death Riders. But listen, this is more action than we've seen in the Trios division since November. So, you know, I guess we should just take it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, again, let's see where it goes. I mean, if things are starting to look better, fine. Let's see where it goes because, I mean, I don't expect overnight change. I don't expect instant gratification. Sometimes things take time. And I can see that they are actively putting forth an effort to put together a trios division. Fine. I don't want it to absorb the tag division, but let's give it time to see where it plays out. Don't forget, we're still waiting for the Young Bucks to come back. I don't know how long they plan on hiding, but they have to come back sooner or later and reestablish the tag division.
I read soon is all I heard. Soon.
All right.
I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to take down the Hurt Syndicate? Are they going to take down the Death Riders, man? What's going on there? Death Riders versus the Elite?
Come down and take down the team that's actually getting over? What are they going to do now?
Are they going to come back as baby faces?
They seem to they possibly could be put in a little bit of a corner. Like what do they do when they get back?
I don't know. I don't even know where they fit in.
Not me either.
Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir, they were walking backstage. They had their back turned. Copeland came out of nowhere and clocked Moxley in the back with a steel chair. He shoved Marina into some sort of room, a locker room or a closet of sorts. Her hand was still cuffed to the briefcase, though, when he locked the door or when he closed the door. So Jay White came over with bolt cutters, cut the chain off the briefcase, and then locked the door in which she was shoved in. So they ran off with the briefcase. Moxley was recovering from the chair shot to the back. He comes to. He sees that Marina is locked in a closet or a locker room. He opens the door, and the briefcase is now missing. So Adam Copeland and Jay White took the briefcase and ran off with supposedly the AEW World Championship. That was the story. That was the story of the night, which I'll let you say what you got to say, Jesse, but I want to get back to a point we made a couple weeks ago. So what'd you think of this segment? Did it come off silly to you, or was it, I would say, in the light of what we saw tonight, a good spot?
Well, I was excited to finally see what they were going to reveal to us that was going to be in their briefcase. Can't wait. Let's see what happens at the end of the show.
And that's exactly what we talked about. Literally, what was it, 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago? We said the shows that were obviously bad, they're just fucking bad, boring, no logic behind them shows. Jesse and I legitimately at the top of the show 3 weeks ago said there needs to be something that happens in the beginning of the show that directly affects the rest of the show. This is exactly what they did here. Look, I don't want to say that people are listening to us because, I mean, how many people have criticized AEW since the beginning of January? A lot of shows. We've been one of the more prominent voices in the community. I don't want to take credit for something that's on the show, but I just find it to be a coincidence that we legitimately talked about this weeks ago, where we need something to happen in the beginning of the show that has a direct effect on the end of the show, Jesse. And what happened here? They stole the briefcase. It was a thing throughout the show, and the show ended with Adam Copeland teasing he was going to break into the briefcase and finally reveal the AEW championship that has been missing since October. And that's what the whole storyline of the show was. Look at that, man. Simple.
Yeah. Did they show us what was in the briefcase?
They did not, though.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, what was the fucking point of... Never mind. Okay.
Well, I mean, it was used as a hostage ploy to get Moxley to say yes to the championship match. So I'll let it slide. But yes, we need to see the world championship.
My overall, I mean, look, if we're not gonna see it, then fine, that can play into the story. My overall thing is now when we finally do get that thing open and we finally see what's in it, it better be something interesting. If it's just the world title, period, nothing else, no new design, no nothing, just it, I'm disappointed.
Well, what do you want to be in it?
Why is it being hidden? I don't know.
Moxley said he is the world championship.
I heard him. I'm not gonna wear Moxley over my shoulder when I become champion, though.
Okay, I don't know.
So
maybe it's destroyed. Maybe it's like what Jack Perry did to the TNT title.
Maybe
he made it all black and made it all evil looking.
I feel like at the very least we can get a redesign. Something. I mean, just something.
Anyway, speaking of redesign, they redesigned this fucking feud coming up. Thank God. I don't know if it was MJF who went to Tony and said, "Listen, guy, this shit sucks, man. I'm getting blasted online, man. We got to fix this image over here," or what? But MJF is backstage with Renee Paquette, and he said Texas isn't a real state and Dustin Rhodes isn't a real man. MJF said if he were Rhodes, he'd get down on his hands and knees and pray to the devil after what he does to him. Adam Page all of a sudden barges in and tells MJF, "Get out. This segment is mine." MJF then asks Page, "Listen, Hangman, you got a crush on me or something? It's 4 weeks in a row now that you interrupted." And then he goes in, he sniffs him. You smell good, man. What is that new scent? And he says, "You smell good. You know, I didn't know Jack Daniels had a cologne." So he came out and said, "Jack Daniels all over Adam Page. Is that what you're wearing?" Page asked, "It's been 5 years, Max. Is that the best you got?" And MJF said, "This isn't who Page is. He's seen him lose everything for what? An apology? What makes MJF sick is that the fans actually still believe in you. Tonight, MJF says he will beat Dustin Rhodes and move on to what Page has failed to do now, become a two-time AEW world champion." MJF called Page Seabiscuit and walked off as Renee Paquette tried to get a word, and Page says, "No, not now." Listen, this was a great fucking face-to-face. This was only the beginning stages of this. This was a great segment. You've seen MJF just completely shift into the MJF that we remember. That is the visceral MJF, the fucking no frills, no fucks given MJF. And Adam Page didn't really say much of anything, but is that the best you got, Max? 5 years we've been doing this. This is the best you got. So I said on social media, Jesse, thank God they're moving on from MJF and Jeff Jarrett. This is exactly the feud that they need. You got MJF, who should be at the top of the fucking card no matter what. Adam Page, I've said this time and time again until I'm blue in the face. Should already be the world champion, but, we can't go back and change time. Now, he's in a feud with MJF. This is the first time that they've been in a singles match or a singles feud since November of 2019 for the first ever Dynamite Diamond Ring in the finals of whatever the Battle Royal was that year. That was the finals between these two. This is a feud, Jesse, that cannot come at a better time, and a feud that I know everybody wants to bring back the feeling or restore the feeling. These two guys might not be the 100% let's get back to that feeling of AEW of old, but man, if there is any better place to start, there is no better than MJF and Adam Page.
No, this is fine. This is fine. MJF and Jeff Jarrett, no thank you. MJF and Dustin, why? No, thank you. I mean, what are we doing here? Are we turning MJF into the legend killer, Randy Orton? What are we doing here, man? I mean, you have a product where we're looking for a more interesting main story. Right now, I'm already more interested in what story that MJF and Hangman are telling us, or what Jon Moxley is telling us right now. I mean, we need something. MJF is one of your best storytellers. Hangman, same thing. They're being wasted. Maybe they wouldn't be being wasted if we had an interesting main story going on, but we don't. We don't. We would rather see these guys get into it, and that's what they're giving us. So I'm here for it. Hopefully it blows up into an even bigger story. I want to see. I'm looking for AEW to give me a real fucking bloodline-esque storyline. I want something to lead the whole show, both shows, Wednesday and Saturday. Something that bleeds into both shows and that lasts for 6 months at a time. And I don't think that Moxley and the Death Riders are going to give us anything to that level, but I think Hangman and MJF could.
I don't know where MJF goes with this feud. I don't know how he comes out of it. I said this last night on TNT, and some of you may agree, some of you may not agree. I've said it time and time again. If it wasn't going to be Adam Page and Swerve Strickland at All In, Tony wanted to go with Bryan Danielson. Fine. Ended up being a great match and a great moment. Can't take it back. It was great. One of the best moments in AEW history. Bryan didn't do anything with the title. Came out of that, defended the title against Jack Perry in Chicago for petty reasons because Jack Perry, Chicago, Punk, scapegoat. I mean, you paint the picture there. That was fucking awful. Wasn't a main event. It was a fine match, but nothing people are going to remember. In Chicago, of all places, come on, you could do better. And then we get Bryan and Moxley going into Wrestle Dream. So Moxley started the Death Riders and the suffocation, and they drag Bryan out of there on a gurney, and the fate of AEW hangs in the balance. It's the last time we saw the title. I dare anybody to say, hey, man, that was the right move. No, it wasn't. Adam Page was the one who should have ended Bryan. Adam Page should be the one who's the world champion. Yet they put Adam Page in a feud with Jeff Jarrett, and they had him fucking this middle-of-the-road garbage, doing nothing, kind of laying low, and they didn't know where to go with them. Now he's being used in a prominent way again. Christopher Daniels is another one. Had him fucking retire Christopher Daniels, who was an on-screen authority figure after he's semi-retired. Nobody gave a shit about Christopher Daniels' well-being in the company because he's a backstage authority figure. He wasn't an on-air character every week. Who gives a shit? So now we're in a situation where we got Adam Page back into a main event program. And again, like I said, on TNT, me and Jason discussed this. I said directly on the show last night, if the plan isn't Adam Page, because Darby's not coming back. I don't know where he is. I don't know how long he's going to be at.
Ever.
He may not come back ever. He may not even be a human being when he comes back. He may be in a body bag, for real. Even if he does climb Mount Everest, who's to say that he's going to come back immediately? Nobody can say that. You climb Mount Everest, you may be out for another 3 or 4 months. By the time we get him back, it'll probably be after All In. You can't rely on the original plan of Darby. That was the original vision. That was the original plan for Darby to take down Jon Moxley. I'm not booking that anymore. I'm deviating away. I'm pivoting from that original plan. If Adam Page is not the guy to take down Jon Moxley and win the World Championship, the Cowboy in Texas, Globe Life Field, All In, what are we doing? That is the play. Right now, that is the play. I'm having him go through MJF. I don't know what MJF does at All In. He needs a major match, whether it's with Swerve or someone that we're not thinking of. He needs a major program going into All In. What that is right now, I don't know. But Page, he needs to be one-on-one with Jon Moxley. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, do we got to last through another 6 months with the Death Riders and Jon Moxley's the World Championship just to get there in July? Listen, the payoff should be great if that is the payoff. I will gladly wait to see Page finally get crowned to be world champion. But we have to sit through another 6 months of the Death Riders to get there. And Jesse, I do think that it's going to end up being worth it in the end.
I hope so. I mean, I agree. We're at the point now with this Death Rider story that it just needs a great payoff. If you just bail on it now, it just made the whole thing completely worthless. So hopefully we will get some kind of humongous payoff at the end of this to make it all worthwhile.
Now, I see a lot of criticisms online, even some of the threads that I put on Twitter tonight while I was tweeting during Dynamite. Why is Adam Page all of a sudden turning into a babyface? Now, the online discourse in regards to Page being a babyface is, well, he burned someone's house down. How is he finding the error in his ways? I agree. That's a huge logic gap. How do you burn someone's house down and then all of a sudden go back to being a babyface? So the example that I used, Jesse, was, they really made a situation of him retiring Christopher Daniels. No matter how lowly of a character Daniels was, it was still Adam Page's very good friend, Christopher Daniels. They've been up the road together time and time again, known each other for years. He retired his best friend without actually thinking he retired him when he did it. And then the realization kind of set in. And Page realized, oh, man, I just retired my best friend. I didn't really want to do that, but I did. Now he's looking at everything as kind of a new leaf. He's trying to change his ways. Last week, I don't know if you picked up on it, he tried to walk into Swerve's locker room, maybe for an apology, maybe to put the past behind them. I mean, he burned his fucking house down. I don't know why Swerve would want to do that, but Renee caught him going into Swerve's locker room, and then he said, "You never saw me. Don't speak of this ever again." So he wants to be a better person. He's trying to be a better person. And MJF is saying, this is not the real Hangman. You're a fucking fraud. So how do you feel about him, doing the dastardly things he did to Swerve and now all of a sudden trying to become a babyface? Is there a big logic gap there, or are you willing to overlook it?
Well, it feels like when Hangman burned down the house, that was heel Hangman. Not only that, by the way, didn't Swerve and Nana go into Hangman's home?
Yes.
You come to my home where my family is.
With his child. Never mind his home. His child.
With my fucking child there. If all I do is burn your house down, you got off lucky. All right? I don't feel like that was anything dastardly done by Hangman. I feel like that was someone who was getting revenge for someone entering his home where his goddamn child was. So, and not only that, when Hangman has been on the current run that he's on, he's been a bona fide tweener. He wasn't leaning heel nor babyface, in either direction. So if he wants to lean more towards babyface right now, I feel like that still fits the same story we've been given with him since his current run he's on.
Yeah, those are two things that are true. He did break into Swerve did break into his home, and he has always been in between. It's like he still got pockets of cheers, even though he came off doing the bad things. He did the bad things because he felt like those things were the right things at the time. So, this is why I've said, out of all the 5 years in AEW, Adam Page is certainly up there as far as the best story and best character development that we've seen. So when people say AEW doesn't have characters, they do. And Adam Page is a true testament to that. I mean, we're not seeing it a lot, and I wish we were, but Adam Page, what we've gotten with him so far has been, through 5 years, thoroughly fucking creative. It's well thought out. I like where we were and where we are now. It just makes you want to see more of him and makes you become a fan of what he's doing. And that's why I say he needs to be the world champion. I do.
Yeah, at this point, it feels like everything that Moxley is doing with the world title and that story and that everything involved is a placeholder while they rebuild another champion. And it looks like that should be Hangman.
We got an MJF and Adam Page face-to-face next week, live on Dynamite from Phoenix. So that should be very, very good. Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata defeated Aaron Solo, John Cruz, and Rosario Grillo. This was a squash. Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata win. They are now named officially the Ops. That is their new name.
There you go.
Finally got a name for these three. You know, I'm not a big fan of Shibata. I thought the comedy fucking AI-generated phone voice while he was speaking into his phone was kind of cringy. But in this role, Jesse, I think it fits because anything Samoa Joe does, I'm a fan of. And anything that you are doing with Samoa Joe, whether it is against him or with him, you instantly become legit. And Joe is a killer. He's going to make Hook a killer. He's going to make Katsuyori Shibata a killer. I like the makeup of this trio. You know, we talked about the trios earlier. This is a trio I'd love to see win the trio championships just because of the legitimacy that is Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I don't like Shibata either.
But
I'm not going to lie. I would. I'm not interested in anything that he's doing.
No.
I would rather see Joe and Hook in the tag division.
I agree.
You know, and if Shibata is there, you know, as some form of a heavy or an accomplice or a part of the team, I'm okay with that. But I would rather Joe and Hook focus on the tag team division. I'm not saying leave Shibata completely in the dirt. You know, I mean, find a different role for him on said group. I mean, he's fine. They have a connection. They have some kind of relatability. I'm just not interested in seeing him in the tag division, in the trios division with those two. I want to see Hook. I want to see Joe do everything together. I don't want to see them ever separate. I mean, until it's time for them to feud. So that I'm enjoying. I'm just not feeling Shibata. I mean, he's not doing anything for me right now.
Yeah, I agree. I would much rather see Hook and Joe as a tag team, for sure. I think the division needs it. The trio, listen, I'm done with the trios. I don't really care. But I agree there. Tag team. Imagine Hook and Joe against the Hurt Syndicate. Imagine that.
Yeah, I'm with it, man.
That would be pretty entertaining.
Yep.
Renee, actually, by the way, before we get to Renee, Joe had challenged the Patriarchy next week to a 6-man tag team match on Dynamite from Phoenix. He said that Christian, all he has to do is take his ass kicking like a man, but he continues to hide like a chicken ass. And the crowd chanted chicken ass. And then Joe did the blah, chicken noises. There you go.
Gotta love Joe, man.
Renee was backstage with the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho and Brian Keith, and she asked if it was any consolation that he got to keep the $200,000 on the bounty he put on Bandido last week, and Keith failed to cash in. Jericho says he would have paid double or triple to what the bounty answered, so he's going to do it himself and wants Bandido in the ring now. Jericho left. Keith said for Renee to never embarrass him in front of Chris Jericho again. And we go into the Jericho and Bandido in-ring segment. We got a duel between Jericho and Bandido. They did this with Brian Keith on Saturday night live on Collision, and they just redid it here for the Tuesday night tapings that aired tonight on Wednesday. I enjoyed it more on Saturday because it was different. It was organic. Jericho, again, just feeding off of the fucking originality that was the match on Saturday. Jesse, how'd you feel about this? I didn't like this at all.
No, I mean, I didn't want to be the killjoy in this one because it seemed like a lot of people enjoyed it in the live crowd. I mean, but you hit the exact word I was trying to get out. It was organic on Saturday when it happened. You had Bandido, and you had the Bounty Hunter, hometown. The crowd was actually behind Brian Keith, man. It was his hometown. He's a local hero there, you know. And so the crowd was feeling it, and that little standoff thing between the Bounty Hunter and the Wanted Man, it all made sense. It was kind of cool, and it was pro wrestling for that segment. But to do it again on Wednesday, that was just lame. That was just lame. I didn't like it at all.
So both men came to the ring. The lights dimmed. There was a spotlight in the middle of the ring. The bell sounded, and each turned their backs and took 10 paces like they were gunslingers in the Wild Wild West. Right as Jericho went to charge, Brian Keith tripped Bandido, and he and Jericho put the boots to him. Outrunners hit the ring, even the score. Brawling with Jericho and Brian Keith around ringside. Big Bill charged out with the bounty on Bandido, and he held up the flyer. Big Bill was about to chokeslam Bandido when Powerhouse Hobbs marched to the ring. They threw some bombs at each other and ended with Hobbs doing a spine buster on Big Bill. Bandido and Bill got into it a little bit as well. But Hobbs and Bandido stood tall as Bandido put the flyer on a motionless Big Bill who was laid out by a Hobbs spinebuster. I like the Big Bill and Will Hobbs thing. I do. It's mindless, just, two big guys going at it. I always enjoy something like that. It feels fresh because AEW doesn't usually do that. I do wonder where we're going to move on with Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs after that. I don't really trust the company in that because, booking big men isn't really their forte. But Jericho and Bandido, if this is leading to Bandido getting the Ring of Honor World Championship back, being that he's a Ring of Honor former world champion anyway, fine. But I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
I don't care. And Bandido, I think Bandido is great. If you ask me who my favorite current luchador is, it's Bandido. I think he's fucking great. He's original. He's got a great look.
Beast Mortos. Whoa.
Frank the Attorney doesn't qualify, bro. I'm sorry. I'm a Bandido guy. I think Bandido's great. I'd like to see him a little bit more on Dynamite. I really do. I don't want to relegate him to Ring of Honor. I think it's beneath him. But that's exactly where they're going because Jericho's got the title. Bandido's Ring of Honor alum. And they're going to need something to carry that brand. Can't keep it on Jericho forever. I don't care. I would rather see Bandido here, so I care about him and the fans care about him. But you're going to end up doing something where nobody cares about him. Why?
Did you see Enzo and Big Bill
I did.
reunited? That was a nice little moment.
I did. On the Jericho cruise, yeah.
It's a nice little moment, man.
I don't know. We got a backstage segment with Willow Nightingale, who's about to talk about her return to Japan next month, and she was randomly attacked by Marina Shafir. Jon Moxley walks in, calls it pathetic for Copeland to try and fight fire with fire, and he is a dead man walking tonight. Man, oh man, is Willow out of favor with management or what, bro? What the fuck was this?
No, I like this. I like this because now this is a reason for Willow and Marina to have an issue, to have a feud, and to have a match. Now, if it just ends right there and it goes nowhere, then yes, this was stupid. But again, this if nothing else, if you give us a match between these two women, the match makes sense. Well, Willow's pissed off because you interrupted her interview time. Marina said, I don't give a shit about your interview time. Well, now we're going to have a fucking match about it. I'll take that. Every match does not have to be a championship match. It doesn't have to be a blood feud. You disrespected me, and I'm going to beat that respect into you. Match. Give us the match. Make it a good match. I'll take that.
I don't know. You have a lot more trust in the company than I do. I don't trust them to go anywhere with this. I think it's exactly what you think it's going to be, a failed segment.
They need to deliver on it, though. They need to deliver on it. If they don't, then yes, it was dumb and it was failed. And you just shitted all over Willow for no reason. Willow's been doing great fucking work for AEW, man.
Bada bing, bada boom. How you doing? Realist in the room.
So good.
He's 7 feet tall and you can't teach that, huh?
Was it nostalgia that just made it good?
I don't know, man.
But it was just
their debut on Raw, bro, against the Dudleys. Fucking, you hear the crowd? You hear the crowd, man? On what planet would you break them up and make Enzo a fucking cruiserweight? I mean, Jesus Christ, man, the mismanagement of talent, man, back in the day. Holy fucking shit, man! The hottest tag team in the industry. Hey, we'll break them up.
That crowd was lit. Carmella was out there.
Oh my God, man! I'd love to see them back together. I really would.
And it'd be great. I don't know. It just feels like lightning in a bottle, and they just failed trying to recapture it. To be honest with you, man.
Yeah, well, listen, man. This show needs something. That could be something. Copeland and Switchblade. They're backstage asking if Jon Moxley's missing his precious cargo. White says they have a canvas they must paint with the blood of one true king. Cope says he's carried a briefcase like this once or twice before in his career. Oh, yeah, where was that, Cope? Would you like to elaborate? As Moxley, all he has to do in order to get his briefcase back is meet them in the ring at the end of the night. Look at that. We got a beginning, we got a middle, and we got an end. Oh, man. Maybe good old Willie boy over there is watching OTS, man, and he went to Tony and said, hey, you know what, Tony? We need something, bro.
I have to stick around because I want to know what happens at the end of the show. Now, my only drawback is when the end of the show happens, give us something worth sticking around for. And not something that say, well, we still don't know what was in the fucking briefcase.
We don't. It could be contraband. It could be drugs. It could be maybe it's a PlayStation 5 with
bro.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6? I don't know.
It could be anything. It could be a script to a better show. I don't know what was in that fucking briefcase. You got to tell me what's in the briefcase.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's Pac's actual clothing.
Why does that man not own any street clothes? Has anybody ever seen this man at an airport? Is he wearing his wrestling trunks at the airport?
It could be 10 degrees outside in Minneapolis, Minnesota, bro. Pac's going outside just dressed as that way.
This dude comes out to cut a promo in his gear, comes out for like street fights in his gear, parking lot brawls, same gear. He has no street clothes.
I don't know. Very weird.
What the hell?
MJF, he went one-on-one with Dustin Rhodes. This was commercial free. This was very good. Dustin's always been a good pro wrestler. Much rather see Dustin in ring than Jeff Jarrett, but MJF gets the victory here. Very good match. We got some throwbacks to some Cody Rhodes, and we got some throwback to Goldust. It was nice. This was good. So Rhodes drew a line in the sand. MJF charged. Rhodes immediately hit a snap power slam. MJF he's in there, and Rhodes is just blocking all of his offense. He ain't having any of it. He fights back, only to hang up Rhodes on the top rope as MJF, and he's now immediately targeting the arm. So Rhodes tried a sunset flip. MJF drops a leg on the arm for a 1 count. He mocks the crowd, and then he does the Goldust pose in the corner. Great. Love those throwbacks. So he ate a powerbomb for the Shrubbles out of the corner. Did MJF by Dustin. Manhattan drop, running boot, 10 corner punches. Old school here by Rhodes. Crowd went along. They're very into it. Rhodes hit his signature bulldog. Tried for the final reckoning, but MJF spun out of it. Hits a double stomp on the bad arm. MJF wanted the arm bar. Salt of the earth. Rhodes called for, rather, Rhodes cradled for a near fall. Both men are up. MJF nearly hit Crossroads. Rhodes spun it out and hit Crossroads himself for a 2 count. Rhodes fires up. He wanted the final reckoning. Both traded inside cradles. MJF floated back over into a suplex, faked a knee injury, which allowed him to hit a snap pile driver for a near fall. MJF tried placing a steel chair on the injured arm, but Bryce Remsburg refused to allow it, took the chair away, which allowed Dustin Rhodes to crotch MJF in the corner, and we got old school Shattered Dreams by Dustin. So he finally hits the reckoning, closest 2 counts of the entire match, or 3 count, I should say, 2.5. MJF was able to snap the bad arm to regain control, hits a final reckoning of his own for a 2, and then locked in Salt to the earth. Rhodes was about to get to the ropes. MJF repositioned, locked into a crossface, and Dustin passes out. So at the end of the match, MJF ran off Bryce. He went back to apply Salt to the earth. Adam Page comes out. He stormed to the ring, having another stare down with MJF, this time resulting in MJF attacking, and they brawl right in the middle of the ring. They're unloading punches. This was quickly stopped by security. AEW agents, Jerry Lynn's out there, Chuck Taylor's out there, separating. MJF breaks free. He dives onto Page, and then they start brawling into the crowd. Page was hot on his trail, and they went up into the stands. MJF tried dumping Page off of a balcony in the audience. They were finally separated for good. Page was ushered to the back. MJF takes a fan's beer, and he dumped the beer on the fan, which was quite funny, and the fan actually enjoyed it. MJF came back to the ring. He took the microphone and said, "For the fans cheering, let them fight. He's ready to go, but their boy sucks, and he's afraid of MJF. He's a gutless coward." MJF said Page is a loser like all the fans in Texas. Page ran back out. The brawl was on again, and security separated them once and for all. So we got a great match, commercial free, a great post match that went through security, broke them up. MJF cuts a promo, tries to dump him over the balcony, throws a beer on a fan, cuts a promo on Page. Page comes back out because he's still angry, and the brawl happened all over again. This was fucking good, man. This was good television, and I'm very excited about where this was going.
It was fun, man. It was, you got 2 guys who trying to beat the shit out of each other. It was kind of weird how 14 security guards couldn't stand between two guys, but pro wrestling, it's fine. And everyone likes these guys. Everyone likes what they do when they get into their shit, and we're getting into that, man. We're gonna get a nice little MJF Hangman feud. Who's fucking mad at that?
Nobody should be mad.
No,
nobody should be mad at all. This is something that's going to be hopefully a beginning of must-see television. At least something on this show be must-see for Dynamite, because it's not coming from the Death Riders. It's not coming from Copeland. It's not coming from Ricochet or Swerve, the Hurt Syndicate. This is exactly what they need. This needs to be rich in story. They have a lot of history. They're both day oneers. You want to restore the feeling. These guys know exactly how to do that. So I'm very, very interested in seeing where this goes. And the face-to-face has been announced next week. I'm already excited to see what they both bring to next week's show. Megan Bane. She was on the show tonight. She won a squash match here against Maya World, who is a Texas independent pro wrestler. This was pretty quick. F5. Bane gets the win. Listen, man, I'm very, very familiar with Megan Bane, as she is the House of Glory Women's Champion. Called several of her matches. Uber impressive. She's got that buzzword. She's got the aura. Comes out, the outfit, the getup, the whole vibe is fucking great, man. She looks like a goddess, legitimately. The thing is, man, there's one problem with Megan Bane, and she's been on AEW television now for a couple of weeks. And I hope they do change this. She seems more like a bodyguard to someone who's not there yet than anything. We don't know her purpose. We don't know her character. We don't know why we should care outside of she looks fucking phenomenal and she's a great pro wrestler. She hasn't said a fucking word yet. If you can't have this woman cut a promo and tell us why she's here and what she wants to do and what she wants to accomplish, how are we supposed to emotionally invest in Megan Bane? Who is she, man? Give me a reason to care outside of, oh, man, she looks like a fucking, a bodyguard and she's a heater for somebody and she's impressive and physically this and physically that and she squashes people left and right. I need more than that, bro. She needs to say something. We haven't gotten that yet.
I think that's the thing right there. We need to hear her story. We need to hear why she's here. We need to hear what her plan is. And look, if she's not great in the promo department, and that's the reason why she has not said anything, then thank you. Okay? I'll take that, because she still comes off as a legit badass, and she's very interesting as far as what her plans are here. But someone needs to tell us that story. Someone needs to advocate for her. I'd put her in the fucking Don Callis family, to be honest with you.
Well, there is growing speculation here, just from the people that I've seen talk about this online during the show, is that she may, or signs point to her being Penelope Ford's bodyguard.
I hope not. I feel like that's the same mistake they made with Camille and Mercedes.
Yeah, I don't think she should be anybody's bodyguard, honestly.
No, she should not. She should be her own fucking bodyguard. She needs to dominate for her own ambition. She's on her own behalf. She's not working for anyone else. She can be with the Don Callis family, and Don can tell us, in his articulate ways, what she is going to do to the women in AEW and how she's going to do it. And then her actions show just that. But to have her out there just being a heavy for Penelope or anyone else is the same mistake that they made with Camille.
Another bodyguard angle. That's exactly what we don't need. So I am not in favor of that at all. She is so above that simple, uncreative storytelling. Come on, man. Megan Bane, honestly, you want to look at Megan Bane in any sort of way. She could realistically be the one to take the belt off Mercedes Moné, but I right now, no. We need to know who she is and why we should care. Number one, I said this on TNT last night. Have Harley Cameron take the TBS title from Mercedes, and then have Megan Bane beat Harley Cameron. That would be a nice lineage of things until we get the women's division when we need to. But I don't see that happening imminently. No,
why do we have Megan Bane floating around Mercedes? I mean, we got two heels right there. I mean, I understand the transition with Harley Cameron, stuff like that, but what is wrong with Toni Storm? I'm assuming Toni Storm is going to become the new women's champion pretty soon here, And what is wrong with the Megan Bane Tony Storm feud eventually? Not right away, because then you're booked into a corner, but she should be going after a babyface. It should be Megan Bane and Tony Storm down there.
I don't mind that either. We got to get Tony to win the championship for this, which I don't think is going to happen on Saturday. I do think it's going to happen at Revolution.
Okay. Whenever it happens, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah, but Megan Bane is uber impressive. F5 for the win here. Megan Bane was making her way backstage or up the aisleway to the back after her victory. And Statlander's music hit. She comes out, poses in the aisleway, and she walks by Megan Bane, and they have a little stare down. So we may be looking into the mirror with something there, bro.
I'll take that one right there. There we go.
That doesn't bode well for Statlander, though.
It does not. But I mean, Stat has been treated well. You know, she's had some runs, and she's been built up, and she can take that and help get Megan Bane over a little bit. That's what the wrestling business is all about, man. I do want to label Megan Bane as the female Brock Lesnar, though, just maybe because of the F5. I don't know. What do you think about that?
She comes off like she's much bigger than she is size-wise. I don't know how tall she is, but she looks like a fucking giant out there.
Well, she looked bigger than Statlander, which was,
how big is Statlander? Let me see how tall Megan Bane is. I don't know. I want to say she's like 5'7", maybe 5'6".
No, maybe it was the headdress.
Maybe
she seemed like she was bigger than Stat was.
She's 6'1".
Yeah, like a fat.
Wow.
So yeah, she's pretty tall, man.
Wow. Okay. Joey Janela's my height. He's 5'8".
How? I mean, did he drug her or something?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He's got a torn bicep, man. We should take it easy on him over there, Tore his bicep working the Mud Show promotion.
Look, I didn't do anything to the guy. I asked
Me
him
neither.
I asked him a legitimate question. He got all bent out of shape at me. I asked him how he knew who your favorite band member was. Well, that was a legitimate question.
You know how he knows, bro? He's a fucking idiot, man. He sees me wearing the fucking hoodie. Look, Symphony X, 25th anniversary. I've seen them 8 times in concert. He says apparently he knows Michael Romeo's wife or whatever the fucking case may be. He's a family friend. The guitarist for Symphony X. Sure thing,
good
bro.
For him.
It's good for you.
Maybe
good for you. I got Michael Romeo's pick. He handed me the pick at the last show I went to. Great. We got something in common. Fucking ridiculous.
Is that a flex? I mean,
I don't know.
I know this band member's wife.
Michael Romeo's more talented than I could ever be. Have you seen Michael Romeo play, Chad? I mean, it's a fucking virtuoso over here. Anyway, Stat and Megan Bane. Not really good for Stat, but should be a good match. That's exactly the type of competition we want in the women's division.
Speaking of, I mean, virtuoso. Are we gonna get
who?
The virtuoso involved in anything interesting in the women, man?
Who's that?
You know who the virtuoso is, bro?
No. Who Chad, who is he talking about? What was she the one that lost to what's her name?
She has a tag team partner now.
Was she the one that took the pinfall from I can't think of her name. What's her name, Chad?
Oh God, probably. Jeez.
What's her name?
Why is she?
Yuka Sakazaki. Okay, that's who. Right? Is that the one?
Never mind. You're right. God damn it.
I don't know. Deonna Purrazzo. Yeah, I know. Listen.
Jeez, man.
She made her bed, bro. Now she's got to lay in it.
Did she praise Punk or something? What happened with her?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe she did.
Jeez, man.
Statlander defeated Penelope Ford. Penelope's very good, man. I think Penelope's very good. The women's division's got some good talent. I just wish we were doing more with it. But listen, we got two women's matches on the show, man. One was a squash, and one was a legit match. Listen, when was the last time that happened?
I think Penelope Ford is way better than she is being used.
Yes.
At these days, she's just being used to put others over, and she's really good, man.
Yeah.
Penelope Ford is really good. She had she had a rough match on Collision. It looked like she may have gotten dinged a little bit, but she came right back at it tonight. Looked good tonight too. I mean, Penelope Ford is well deserved of something better than what she's getting right now.
I don't know, chat. Joey Clemenza says Deanna must have worn a goddamn CM Punk shirt to be banished on Saturdays. I don't know.
My God, man. She came in with so much fanfare and hype, and as it should have been. She was the best thing out of TNA at that time. And now, what are we doing?
Well, now she's in the dungeons of AEW.
She's in a women's tag team with no women's tag teams titles.
I don't know. Statlander will pick it up after the commercial break. She turned the tables on Penelope with a superplex. Short arm lariat, snap power slam. Goes for recovery, gets a 2 count. Both ladies charging corner boots. Ford wanted a hanging neck breaker in the corner. Didn't get much of it. Sloppy looking spot. Ford wanted a moonsault. Statlander cut her off. Wanted a deadlift German. Ford landed on her feet. Hit the Matrix Stunner. Ford tried for a springboard, but leapt into Statlander's clutches for a German suplex. Kind of looked botched, but they saved the spot. Statlander wanted a fireman's carry. Ford turned it into a poison rana, which looked very good. Ford then missed the corner handspring that she usually does. Hit back first on the turnbuckle. Statlander hits a big-time lariat. Wednesday Night Fever. Tombstone pile driver for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Megan Bane walked back out. Statlander was distracted, allowing Ford to drop kick her through the ropes. And then Megan Bane's on the outside, picks up the pieces, and delivers an F5. Sloppy out to the floor on Statlander as the segment came to an end. So there you go. Statlander, man, I don't know. After the 2 losses to Mercedes, now she's going to be fed to Megan Bane, bro. What are we doing?
It seems like they just can't consistently push someone.
No.
And stay focused. I mean,
and she's over. That's the sad thing. She's over with the audience.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all. Penelope Ford, Chris Statlander, 2 women that should be pushed as winners, and right now just being used to get others over. I understand you do need, credible names to get other people to also be credible, but you're just not layering it the correct way. You're not doing it in the correct fashion. You're sure. I mean, this goes back to my complaint like a few weeks ago. It's start, stop, push, stop, push. You do this, do that. You want us to care, but you want us to care when you want us to care. Don't care this week. All right? Stop caring about this person for the next 2 weeks. Now care. Care. Be invested. Why aren't you cheering for them? Okay, stop caring now and cheer for this person. You have to layer it correctly, bro. You can't start, stop like this.
Yeah, I feel bad for her. She's too good to be in nothing. But, Megan Bane's going to be the new flavor of the month for AEW. I see it already. I don't know why she's been signed with the company for years, and now all of a sudden they decide to use her. What took so long? Why all of a sudden now?
Who's that?
No, Megan Bane.
She was signed for years?
Yes. She was being paid by AEW, yeah.
NIL program or something?
I don't know. Maybe Tony. Maybe Tony. She did get a graphic. Yeah.
Like recently or a long time ago?
Yeah, recently.
Okay, so why was it an under the table deal a long time ago?
I have no idea. She was over in Japan on excursion. Then she came back here. She's been working GCW. She's working Hog. Now all of a sudden he's using her pretty regularly on TV. I wonder what took so long. Did he forget that she was on the payroll?
Interesting.
I don't know.
It's very interesting. I didn't know that. I thought she just got signed.
She's been with AEW for a while, yeah.
Wow.
Here we were. Go to NXT. Don't do it. Don't do it. There she is. Now she's stuck.
She's already here, man.
We got a music video from Harley Cameron and Puppet Mercedes Moné is shown. Harley did some rapping here to Moné's theme while also singing with the Puppet Mercedes until we saw the music video cut to Harley sitting backstage in a chair, and she cut a very heartfelt promo. Got a serious promo here. She said, "You always have to start somewhere, as there was a time she didn't know how to wrestle, sing, or play guitar, or do ventriloquism, or even learn Chinese. But she thanks Moné for doubting her, and then she starts talking in Chinese very fluently, which that made the most impressive thing of all.
She's so fucking talented.
She thanks Moné for doubting her. It only made her stronger. Cameron thanks Moné for elevating the women's division I don't know if that's really the case here, man, but she said it anyway. But she's going to win the TBS title in her hometown at Grand Slam, and she doesn't want to ride the Money train. She wants to drive it. Feel the wrath. I like it. I like it. She's not going to win, but I like it.
No, she's not going to win.
No.
But she should win. She really should win.
We talked about Harley Cameron in the beginning of the show. It was the first thing that we started off with because that was the big takeaway from the show tonight, as we discussed earlier. So if you guys want our thoughts on Harley and how we would go about it, we have differing opinions on it. I don't think she should win the title yet. Jesse thinks she should. I think we're going to wait. Hopefully we see her on television a little bit more often, even after Australia. I do think that Mercedes needs to make a difference in the division. This would be the best opportunity for her to do that. By giving the title to Harley, we'll see.
In all the feuds that Mercedes is first off, to make sure we reiterate, Mercedes has not lost a match in AEW yet.
No.
Okay, let's start there. Now, out of all of the feuds that she's had, most of them have just been come and go. Here's a match, here's a feud, let's get out of here. None of them really resonated. No one really got elevated. No one really cared about any of them except this one. With Harley Cameron, there seems to be a very organic interest in everything Harley Cameron, in live crowds and online reactions. People are feeling what she's putting into this feud. Pay it back.
Yeah.
Pay it back, bro. I mean, the girl has like a lot of fucking titles. Her losing one for a while is not the end of the world, and she hasn't lost a match here yet. She put over Harley Cameron, and they continue to push her the correct way. And you just might have a budding star in the women's division in your company. Use it. Or wait till later until the momentum dies off, and then you can't figure out why she's not as hot as she used to be.
We will see. I will be paying attention to that on Saturday. So Harley, Mercedes, TBS title on the line in Australia. Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin with MVP defeated the Guns, Austin and Colton, who have returned to AEW after a very long hiatus. This was for the AEW Tag Team titles. I don't know why, but a team as good as the Guns, as young as the Guns, come back, Jesse, get a Tag Team title match for basically doing nothing, lose. They got a little bit more offense than Private Party did, a lot more offense than Private Party, but at the end of the night still end up losing. Why was this match made? What was the sense of throwing them out there and then automatically just throwing another loss to a team that the Hurt Business could have really got out there and made into something a little bit better than they are with an actual story, and we got none of that. This is the low point for me on a very good show. I don't know why this was done. This made zero sense, and this is just haphazard, lazy fucking booking, man.
Yeah, this is by far and away the worst part of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, wrestling wise, it was fine, but just not making sense. I mean, this takes me back to the Jamie Hayter situation. When Jamie Hayter went out hurt, she was, I mean, my God, she could not be any hotter in this company. It sucked to see her get hurt to the point, and she was out so long, fans are clamoring for it. I mean, it should be time for Jamie to get back. I mean, let's do it. Bring her back. And we get her back, and they seemingly drop her at the very bottom of the fucking division. Now here we are with the Guns. The Guns were on a nice run when they went out, man. I mean, they were getting hot. They were pretty damn good. The crowd was taking to them. So now you bring them back, and you throw them in a tag team title picture. What? I mean, there's really kind of consistency here. I mean, come on. I mean, I would have teased this, led to it, and even if they were going to end up losing to the Hurt Syndicate in the first match, at least it didn't come right away. They just kind of rushed to this L for some reason. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand this. This bothers me. This is just lazy. The Hurt Syndicate are obviously going to run this division for a very long time, and to use one of the more established teams in this entire division, who hasn't been on TV in 4 months, to throw them out there for basically doing nothing and give them a tag team title match just to lose. Where do we go now? Where do we go now? The Hurt Business just finished off one of the more legit teams in the division. The Guns go where? Where do they go? To Collision to wrestle who? 2.0? What? Some random Mexicans that Tony wants to bring in from Mexico? Who?
They could have at least. Man, I wish you would word that differently in this day and age. But they could have at least protected them with their next feud being the cause of them losing, or getting to a DQ or something like that. So, hey, we had the Guns in the Hurt Syndicate, and then all of a sudden, these guys interfered, and now the Guns are off to them, and then we'll revisit this Hurt Syndicate thing down the road when they're done with. They didn't give a shit. They just, here's your L. Now what?
It's terrible. It's terrible, terrible, terrible creative. Hurt Syndicate here wins. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Benjamin made a blind tag. Austin low bridge Lashley to the outside, dropped Benjamin with a cutter. Austin leapt to tag his partner. Colton was pulled off the apron by Lashley, rammed into the barricade. Back in the ring, Austin managed to use his speed to dodge a corner attack and finally made the diving hot tag to Colton, which was great. This hot tag was great. Who ran wild with a series of drop kicks. We got Benjamin escaping into the ankle lock, and Austin flew in to break up that. Sister Blockbuster led to Benjamin being dropped with a famous here for two. Lashley came back and cut off the 310 to Yuma, which is their finish, the Guns finish. Benjamin had a massive drop kick on Colton before sending Austin flying with a series of German suplexes. Lashley followed with a massive spinebuster. Austin ate a corner pump knee from Benjamin, while Lashley finished it off with a spear for the win. That was it. Post-match, Brian Cage and Lance Archer slowly walk out of the tunnel and do a golf clap to the tag team champions as we have the next victims here, Jesse. Even though it would be a little bit more of an even match with Brian Cage and Lance Archer, they will ultimately lose to the Hurt Syndicate as well because they hurt people.
I think we need to establish, I understand tweeners are a thing, but if we're going to beat the babyface Guns and then go straight into the heel Cage and Archer, I mean, what is the dynamic of the Hurt business at the current moment?
I don't know. What do you mean? What is the dynamic? They hurt people.
So are they? I mean, so they just beat the Guns. The Guns are a babyface team.
Yeah.
All right. The next feud is going to be
Two
Archer
heels.
and Cage.
Heels.
Yeah. What I mean,
they're gonna throw all the teams at them that they can that they have backstage. It is gonna be everybody, and I said this on Twitter. I think they will hold the belts till All In. I think we get Cedric Alexander coming in after 90 days. We get Benjamin and Shelton as the tag team. Bobby Lashley moves on to the World Championship title picture. But before that happens, they're going to have to drop those tag team belts. The only team, Jesse, in this entire division that would make sense at All In, Globe Life Field, for All In this year would be Brody King and Buddy Matthews. The Hounds of Hell, I know. The Hounds of Hell versus the Hurt Syndicate is the way to go. They are the only team in that division legit enough to beat the Hurt Syndicate. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. This tag division and trios division was in shambles, and they got to fix it. It's going to take some time, and I get it. I just hope that I wish they would have just established what we're doing with the Hurt Syndicate as far as heel or babyface. You just can't. It's hard to explain, man. Like, you're gonna be a tweener, that's great. But now you're just burning through all of the heels and babyface teams. And what is gonna be left for you? I mean, you're gonna be working heel for a while, fine. Then work the babyface teams for a little bit, and then transition into some heels here and there. You can't. I don't like seeing I'm facing against heels this week and babyfaces next week, and then heels the following week. It's kind of hard to keep up with how I'm supposed to be reacting to the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, listen, I agree. Remember a day and age, old school AEW, where we got actual storylines for the tag team division and the tag team titles? Where's that?
Yeah, they used to happen,
Used to happen. Not anymore. They just throw random teams out there and just no rhyme or reason. Here's an L. Hey, this team gets an L. Hurt Syndicate. Yeah. Oh, I got my new favorite toys by the Hurt Syndicate. They hurt people. Yeah. Everybody loves them. Yeah, that's not a reason to throw the Guns out there to lose after 4 months of being away.
No, they can. I mean, I like the dynamic of the Hurt Syndicate. They are quintessential tweeners, but that is supposed to mean you can slide them and work them into any feud. MVP's whole thing is like, hey, if you come at us like businessmen, then we'll treat you like businessmen. That's a little bit of a babyface thing to do. Hey, you treat us with respect, we'll treat you with respect type deal. Then they can flip it. We run this division, not you. Who do you think you are? And then they can still, you know what I'm saying? That works on both ways. I just kind of want to be able to root or boo them accordingly, and you just keep changing up the dynamic a little bit too fast for me. But they're great champions, and they'll be great. And yeah, they should be using the Freebird rule, and bringing in Cedric will be a help too. So we'll see where it goes.
Mariah May's backstage and said Toni Storm should have died back in August, but beating her in Australia isn't the worst thing she could do. She could have Storm beat her and leave for months to make everyone realize the women's division is nothing without Mariah. May guesses she really does love Storm, as this will be a mercy killing. I don't think Toni wins the title on Saturday. I do think that she wins by DQ or some shenanigans, Mariah. And I think we get the rematch. Match number 3 at, the match 3 or 4, whatever. The final match will be at Revolution. And she wins the title in Los Angeles.
They can stretch that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's get some legs on it still.
I also don't think this main event's on Saturday. I think the main event will end up being the tag team match with Ospreay Omega against Fletcher and Takeshita.
In Australia? Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah. Finally, we got the main event segment, which is a segment between Adam Copeland, Jay White, and the Death Riders. Cope and Switchblade are out there. Cope's got the briefcase that supposedly has the World Championship in it. Crowd chanted, "Open it," as it's been months since the AEW World title has actually been seen on TV, since WrestleDream. Cope says he has a better idea and brings out a case from underneath the ring. He brings out his beloved Spike, the nail-covered board that he has created. Cope says she's pretty hungry. He said if Jon Moxley doesn't come out, he's going to smash the briefcase. Moxley walks out of the crowd and said Copeland thinks he doesn't care about the AEW title. He or the people don't know jack shit about it. Moxley has left pieces of his soul in the ring for that AEW title and what it represents, as he is the protector and its shepherd. At Revolution, he's going to break Adam Copeland's neck and agrees to Cope's challenge for the title at Revolution. Cope said that's what he wanted, but he's still going to show how much he cares about smashing the briefcase or the World Championship, and he ends up smashing the briefcase with Spike. Nothing as far as the title is shown, but he continues to smash the briefcase with Spike. Wheeler Useless hit the ring. He ate a Blade Runner from Jay White. Claudio hits the ring and brawled with Jay White to the floor. Pac tried sneaking in, and that was a distraction long enough for Marina Shafir to grab the briefcase and escape. Moxley attacked Copeland from behind with his boots, and Pac and Moxley 2-on-1 here with Copeland on the floor. Copeland gets up, hits a spear on Pac. He brawls with Moxley briefly until Claudio comes back. Tried charging, uppercut, but he was planted with a Blade Runner. Moxley took Spike, and Jay White dared him to hit him with Spike. Distracted long enough for Copeland to hit Jon Moxley with a spear. Jay White and Cope went up the stage as Jay White took the microphone and said at Grand Slam Australia, they put the Death Riders into the ground. Moxley and the Death Riders stared down Cope and Jay White to end what was a very good Dynamite tonight. So that was the final sell for Grand Slam. They have a Brisbane Brawl on Saturday night. Don't really give a shit. Honestly, I could not be bothered to care one iota about what's going on with these 4 guys. I don't even give a shit about the World Championship match that we got at Revolution now. It's Moxley versus Copeland for the World Championship. I just don't care. I don't know how you feel about it.
I really don't care that much. I don't feel like we're going to get a title change. I don't feel like we should get a title change.
No.
And I'm with you. There's just no heat there for me for this one. I also don't like how there was no big payoff tip. I feel like they took that briefcase for a reason. I feel like they teased it for the live crowd for a reason. I think they took it to the main event segment with the crowd chanting, "Open the case," all for this to happen, and he didn't open the case. Like, all you had to do was open the fucking case. I mean, it's the one thing the crowd wanted. Now, you still could have swerved us. What was inside of the case? Nothing. He emptied it. Or I emptied it because I'm smarter than you, you fucking idiot. I mean, something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just, he didn't get it open. You had one job. You took it to not open it. We could have left it on him for that.
I don't care. I don't. It's sad because I love Copeland, but I just don't care.
It could use more excitement. It really could.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday night. Hopefully you enjoyed our fair and balanced criticisms of AEW tonight. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad. We let you know both sides of the fence. That's what we do here. That's what we've always been about.
So now you hate WWE.
Now I hate WWE.
They need a better WrestleMania build.
Oh, JD,
AEW is great now.
JD's back on Tony Khan's payroll, man. I want to see how much of this show is clipped for Thursday morning. Not a single fucking segment from this show is going to be clipped. Why? Because you're all fucking mental. That's why. You only listen to what you want to hear. When we're good, nobody wants to hear from us. When it's bad, we're the worst fucking people ever.
Awesome.
Anyway, guys, we're going to get into these super chats. Follow me on social media, at JD from NY206. Follow Jesse, at Chi-Town Smark. Go hit the thumbs up. We need three. Yeah.
Sorry, finish that part. Go ahead.
We get 300 more likes for 1,000. I'd love to hit 1,000 times if you guys can hit the thumbs up.
My birthday is this coming Sunday. I will be having a late night stream Saturday night into Sunday. Let's watch fucking Grand Slam, man. Let's see what it's like. I'll be up watching it. If you guys are up, I'll be up too.
I will be up watching it. I will not be reviewing it though. It'll be too late for my old ass to do a stream at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. Or whenever it fucking ends. I have no idea. We don't even know when it's gonna start.
So the Saturday night festivities tend to come to an end normally around 10:30 Central ish. So like 11, a little before midnight Eastern time. Normally. Now they've been going through these overhauls, changing the NBA weekend because it's gotten lame and stale. So it might end sooner. If I had to guess that, I say it might end by 9:30, 10 o'clock Central.
We'll see. I'll be watching it. I'll maybe even be live tweeting it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on Saturday. But yeah, go join Jesse for the review. He'll be up late. Let's get into these super chats so I can hop on Destiny 2 and do some grinding for some new seasonal weapons. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. Welcome back, Jesse. Hope all is well. Yeah, and he says, JD and OTS. Hope everyone is having a good day. Thank you, Michael. Skylar says, JD, you don't look a day over 25. Thank you. Appreciate it. Try to keep myself in good health, bro. BC King with a $20 super chat. Pour one out for Ricochet. Brother remembered his login and is making it everyone's problem. Anyway, they hate us because we spit facts. OTS for life. Fuck them. I don't care. I don't care. That man got back to the hotel room and he had JD from NY on his brain, man. Who wins in that situation? Not Ricochet.
I could think of something he should have been having in his mind.
Yeah, and I don't even know if she was there, but yes, that should have been it. Yes.
Man.
Joey Taylor, with a $5 super chat. 2 things Ricochet should stay off Twitter, and he has a bunch of money and a beautiful wife, and I'm excited for Ricky in NXT. Yes, I am. I'm excited for Rick E. Starks in NXT.
Did they do anything for him yet? Does he have a name? Did he just show up?
Well, they didn't say his name. Yeah. They conveniently did not.
They don't have a name for him yet.
They didn't give him a name. They didn't give him a name on air yet. He's just, everybody knew who he was.
I like that. I like how they pop up as soon as possible. I like that.
Joey Taylor, thank you, brother. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. She says MJF and Adam Page, finally something entertaining. Yes, I agree. Sinister Classic with a $10 super chat. There's a disturbance in the force. The last 2 weeks have actually felt something for AEW TV. Could it be that Tony's finally listening, or could it be that someone else is writing for creative? I don't know. Maybe all those episodes of the Jim Cornette Experience have finally paid off for Tony Khan. I don't know, because he's the biggest fan of Jim Cornette's work.
I hear he actively watches his podcast openly in Gorilla and everything,
and does nothing to change the product. Maybe he's finally turned over a new leaf.
I also hear that he used to do that for us in our stream.
Yeah, well,
pissed him off, bro.
Oh well. Sorry. I have that effect on people. Tony Brown with a $4.99. Young fella or fellas, Megan Bane can bake me a butt cake. Well, I mean, you got Joey Janela to deal with, bro. I'll leave him to you. Billy, thank you for the 100, brother. I appreciate you, and good luck to you and your mom, man. We wish you the best in that situation, brother. Andrew Cool with the 199. Has the Penta mask been delivered yet? No, I got an email from WW Shop the other day. It is not going to be shipped out until May, so we got a long ways to go, guys. It will happen. It will happen. The masks are back ordered. I don't know why. It looks like WW put them on sale and they didn't have any production for them yet. Josh Herman with a 499. Jesse, you've had some takes I disagreed with, but Dynamite reviews are not the same without you. Welcome back.
Gracias, son. I appreciate it, man. And if you watch someone who only agrees with everything that you think, then you're not opening your mind up to everything.
Best in the world, Matt, with a $5 super chat. Tony, if you're listening, please release Ray Phoenix. Thanks, guys. Hopefully.
Wait, I thought he did.
He did not release Ray Phoenix.
He released Ricky or Miro.
Miro, yeah.
What the fuck? Why didn't he let... No.
There was a report today that Ray Phoenix was on the list possibly discussed to be released. So why didn't they do it?
Why didn't they do it?
I don't know. Listen, if you don't want them there, let them go. I mean, what difference does it make? Look at the numbers Ricky Stark's debut on NXT did. They didn't even say the guy's fucking name. Millions and millions and millions of views across YouTube and social media. You keeping them hostage is absolutely working backwards for you. So it's like, what do you think Phoenix is going to do when he hits Monday Night Raw? Same thing.
Yeah. Think about it like this, Tony. If you have a rubber band and you just throw it at someone, it doesn't have the same effect if you don't throw it, but then you just peel it back a little bit more. Every time you hold them, the longer you hold them, you just peel them back to the rubber band. Finally release them, they're going to get shot out like a fucking rocket right to the opposition. Is that what you want? Just let them fucking go. Go to rubber band.
Corey Williams.
Giving them the momentum that they would need. You're giving it to them.
Yeah, basically. Corey Williams with 30 months. AEW Wrestling Dynamite was decent. It was. Demeter Bullion. Hey, Jesse, are you my bestie? What's up? What if Tony Khan and Nick Khan tag teamed against Wheeler on the bus go rounds and round Yuta? Then it sparks a storyline where Death Riders get a new bus. Demeter, that may be more interesting than what we got going on right now.
Demeter, what are you smoking, bro? Where did you get it from?
He's from Australia, mate.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
He might be smoking some of that kangaroo dust, bro. I don't know.
Ooh, I heard they got some fire stuff down in Australia.
I don't know. Blue Jay with a $2 super chat. We really need a Solid Monster and Jesse collision corner. No, we don't. Solid Monster's not interested.
Different styles, man.
You know, Solid Monster, by the way, he forgot to fill up the Dark Horse, man. He just left it on empty.
Oh, that's not good.
I gotta deduct some pay.
I don't know if Jason can handle the pressures of Collision Corner, man. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. Y'all don't get it.
Are you claiming that Solid Monster is not good enough for Collision Corner?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That's
exactly what I'm saying.
I'll pass the word along to him.
What the fuck? Come on, man. Come on. Let's do it.
Richard Cohn with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, I'm glad that Jesse's feeling better. I think this show was boring last week. Show was a lot better. I'm sorry. Are you going to yell at me? LOL. No, Rich. Why would I yell at you? I'm actually quite sleepy, bro. I'm not going to yell at nobody. I'm not even going to yell at Tony. He's got the week off.
We are in an absolute fantastic space right now, OTS fan, man. Us, this guy, we got Jason, we got Ross hanging back there in the wings, man. We are popping on all cylinders right now, bro.
The Ashen Chevalier with a $5 super chat. Wheeler Useless is the sheepdog from Looney Tunes reincarnated.
Sheepdog. Oh, the one who, the one he could never see anything.
Yeah. King Mo Jackson with a 199. I would throw away the Trios division. It's dead. Yeah, I don't care for it. Nobody does. Just another vehicle to get more pro wrestling on the show where we have more than enough of it.
I think it's dead, but it shouldn't be dead. They killed it.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was needed. I remember when it happened. Like, yeah, this is great. Trios division. But you can't they can't kill it and then be like, oh, it's get rid of it. It's dead. No, don't get rid of it. Fix it. Fix it. If you got a car that gets something wrong with it, you don't throw it away. Fix it.
Rashad Freelove with the $4.99. I like Wheeler Yuta, JD. He just needs a haircut, better gear, and muscle. He's a little scrawny, so I can't take him serious most of the times, but I like him. Sure.
Adam Cole.
Yeah, Adam Cole, yeah. King Mo Jackson, $1.99. New TNT champ, please. Garcia kills me. People overrated the fuck out of him, bro. Now what? They gave him the title, and what happened? He's irrelevant.
Yeah, not working.
Yuri Lover with a $10 huge. I got gaslighted by toxic wrestling fans on C-Jack's channel, though his points are valid. I don't know who the fuck that is, bro. Why are you telling me who this is and I have no idea who it is? Thoughts on his points are valid. I disagree that Triple H is ruining the women's division and Vince was better. I was called a troll in enemy territory. Bro, whoever is advocating that Vince is better in any way, shape, or form is a fucking mental case. Don't watch those types of people. Stop.
Yeah. Why are you promoting another channel over here?
Why? Well, like, I don't understand. That you guys need one fucking show to get all your fill. It's right here.
Right here.
Jose with a 2 and a 2. Thank you, JD and Jesse, for saving me 2 hours. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. It was a good 2 hours, man. If you guys watched the show tonight, it was a good 2 hours. It was not a waste. Wolf Dragon Monster down with a 5. AEW Championship should be fast-tracked. Maybe have Cope win. Christian cashes in. Does a program having MJF and Hangman chase Hangman. Gets it all in.
You just squandered a year and a half of story in a few months.
Christian's not going to cash in. He's going to cash in but fail. He's going to cash in at Revolution and fail. Justin Hesse with a 1999. Keep speaking the truth. Much love to JD and Jesse from Central Illinois. Thank you, brother. Coach Eddie Valentino with a $5 super chat. What is Joey Janela's obsession with hating on JD? LOL. He acts like JD did the worst of the worst to a family member. He's just very salty that I make more money sitting in my chair talking pro wrestling in front of a camera every week than he does breaking his body doing professional wrestling. That's all it is. No other reason but that.
I think
he says he says I don't deserve the platform that I have. I'm sorry. Who are you?
I think classifying what Joey Janela does as pro wrestling is a
little offensive, a little too much.
Yeah, it's a little much.
That's the reason why, Coach Eddie. Joey Taylor with the $2 super chat. Happy birthday, Jesse. Michael Krause. Happy early birthday, Jesse. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
What else do we got here? Who else do we have? Let's see. Apex with the $1.99. Jack the Ripper confirmed as Aaron Kosminski. Who is that? What? Who's Aaron Kosminski? Minsky. Aaron Kosminski. I don't know. Is that a football term that we should know about, or that you know? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Let's see who it is.
Jess is gonna look it up. I have no fucking idea who that is. Apex.
Let's see. He is. Well, actually, Jack the Ripper.
Oh, is he? Is that his real name?
Polish barber. Sorry, Polish barber, hairdresser. Is this someone who's been confirmed to actually be? Oh, yeah. This is the actual Jack the Ripper through DNA. I mean, we don't know who he is, but that's who he is. If that makes any sense, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, well, turns out Jack the Ripper is a famous person. And he's not a famous person anyone knows. It's just that's the identity of Jack the Ripper. It was confirmed through DNA.
All right. Well, I didn't know that. Thanks for that information. I don't know why we needed to know that, but
I don't know either.
Here we are. And Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. Big snowstorm in Walla Walla. I feel your pain, JD. Yeah, I think it's snowing right now in New York. I have to go look out the window, but I see some flakes coming down. I don't like it. The Mustang. Covered in snow, man. It doesn't look good covered in snow. Good thing the dark horse is in the garage, man. It has not sniffed the white stuff yet. You know? No, we won't go there. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for all your support tonight. Hopefully you found some entertainment value on tonight's stream. Hey, man, listen, we weren't negative. Oh, man, all these narratives out there, man. Hopefully we'll put that to rest tonight, man. We're very fair and balanced like we usually are, man. Start believing us. Thank you guys very much. Follow us on social media. Links are down below in the description. Go check out the rest of the content, including last night's TNT. And I will see you back tomorrow with some extra, and Friday back live for Friday Night SmackDown right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.